St. Cloud on Canoe Creek Road, next to Starbucks.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm David. I'm an attorney. When my wife was seriously injured in a car accident, we called attorney Glenn Clausman. He met with her at the hospital and again at the rehab facility. Glenn Clausman genuinely cared about my wife's injuries and spent time with us to understand all the ways her injuries affected her. Because we chose attorney Glenn Clausman, my wife received an extremely fair settlement, and Glenn Clausman helped us receive as much money as possible by getting the medical bills reduced. I highly recommend Glenn Clausman. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com.
Future health, weight loss.
Want to try Ozempic but can't stand needles? You need to try oral semaglutide. It has the same active ingredient as Ozempic, but without the painful injections. Get access to oral semaglutide right now at futurehealth.com. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Future Health makes it easy and affordable to gain access to weight loss meds like oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for only $3 a day, all from futurehealth.com. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Plus, the best part, you don't need insurance or have to go to a doctor's office. Just a quick, easy process all online. Get the best results at the best price with Future Health. Take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, get approved, and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Hello, my name is Chris Askew. I work for this fire department for 17 years, and I'm a proud IDC customer.
Veteran firefighter Chris Askew, a repeat customer at International Diamond Center.
All my jewelry I've ever bought has been from IDC. They have it all. I've never gone there and not find what I needed to find.
One reason Chris loves IDC is that they always roll out the red carpet for heroes in uniform with a 15% discount and special financing.
We don't like to have the special treatment. We don't ask for it, but deep down inside, we're not going to sit there and turn it down or say we hate it because, it helps us out. It's their way of showing that they care about us, they're thinking about us, they have our backs.
International Diamond Center, proud supporter of our military and first responders.
Really means a lot to people like me, and that we go through this job every day, and any little thing that like this really does make a huge difference in our lives, and it shows that people care and that we're just not doing it for nothing.
IDC, proud to serve those who serve us. Get location, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a fairer fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com. Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from the Biden cancer cover-up to a major new witness hits the stand in the Diddy case, and 23andMe just sold your data to another company. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hey there.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
All right. Share the show.
That's right, baby. We are in a Share the Show Tuesday mood right now, and that means you should help us out. Hit that like button over on the YouTube stream. Send somebody a link to the show, the live stream, the podcast, anything to spread the word. Now's the time to do it. Go do that over at thenewsjunkie.com. What's broken? Things are broken. What are people are freaking out?
The thing, I'm working on it.
It's okay. It's okay. C-Lane's working on some things.
Did you see what I was going to do?
No, I missed it.
No, I couldn't. I
had it all planned out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, here's the problem. Not only am I broken, but we decided to move some stuff over onto some new computers in the studio. So this is how it works. You have to move it over, and then you find out what's broken, and then you fix the things that are broken, and we're good. So C-Lane will wrangle this in here eventually, and we'll get it all set up for a Share the Show Tuesday. Right now, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Chicago, everybody. O'Hare Airport is where we're headed. And there is a gentleman who finds himself in the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police cars at the very least. This gentleman, well, he was on a DoorDash order and somehow, through a series of wrong turns,
on the tarmac,
ended up on the tarmac at O'Hare. Now, I don't know how that occurs. Do they just let people on who say they're from DoorDash?
I mean, I figured there was a security gate of some sort, no?
And if there is, this guy made it through by simply saying, hey, I'm from DoorDash. Here we go.
Responded to a car driving on an O'Hare tarmac over the weekend. Imagine this. CPD now says the vehicle belonged to a very confused food delivery driver who accidentally entered an area posted as off limits to non-airport personnel. Where was he trying to get?
Yeah.
That's what I
Where was he trying to? Yeah. Was that like losing faith in our humanity or in a sound from a guy? So they just let DoorDash drivers on the tarmac. Yeah.
Where was he trying to get?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So the driver was not cited. The incident happened on Saturday.
And my God, how do you turn around?
Right?
Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, indeed. And also, I like how the driver was not cited. Can we cite everyone in security? Why are we talk about citing the driver?
A little part of me thinks it was a security that had ordered the DoorDash.
Oh, no. Why would he be this far in?
Yeah.
So he's all the way into the airport. Yeah. So here's what we know. We know this. What is that sound you're doing? Around 12 p.m.
What the guy was doing on the news.
Yeah. On Saturday, May 17th, there was a serious security scare. Do you guys buy in that this was a serious security scare?
A little bit. I mean, just to just be able to drive out there like that. I mean, for me as the driver, it would be a serious thrill just to be out there tarmacking it up.
I'd like to do that too.
Hell yeah!
I mean, if we could all just get in our cars, like let's say Sabrina makes the move and gets a new car here at some point. If we could just take the Mazda and bring it to one end of the airstrip and then just like floor it as
put
fast
wings
as it
on
goes.
See if it takes off a little bit.
All right, that's a little aggressive, but
Okay.
I'm not on board, okay? I'm still on board. I just want more safety mechanisms, if you don't mind, if you're going to be doing that. But the car reportedly drove miles through the interior and restricted areas of the airport, including on taxiways and even possibly crossing runways, they said. This wasn't a chase. It was a 36-year-old driver who nobody noticed, who just drove on there. Finally, somebody from the air traffic control tower said, hey, you have a vehicle driving around on the tarmac right now. You might want to figure that out. And now they're investigating as to why this went down. So there you go. All is well in the world, except for security at airports and DoorDash in particular, one would think. So now everybody's settling in with the Joe Biden news. I mean, it's not good news unless you're a horrific person that wishes death upon people. It's not good news at all.
By settling in, yesterday you talked a lot about how everybody seems to be cool about this so far.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that aren't cool are settling in.
Oh, yeah? What are you seeing with people who are like...
Some let's go Brandons, some what am I supposed to do? Feel sorry for this guy?
Right.
See, I've seen more of this from critics of his to the left, who, mostly about the Gaza stuff, than I have for the right. But I did see what you're saying this morning. I saw some MAGA person post something to the extent of, what, am I supposed to feel sorry for this guy now?
I think we're talking about the same person.
Oh, really?
He's a
It may
listener.
have been. Yeah, may have been. It's like, kiss my ass, brother. And he's like, okay, cool. You know how it's cringe as hell when the other people do it? It's cringe as hell when you do it, too. I don't know how people fail to understand that.
I saw one post where it was like showing back in February or whenever he had his last presidential physical, and they said the president is in pristine health, and the guy just captured, lock him up. The doctor?
Throw him behind
lock
bars.
up the doctor?
Yeah, I know. I find all this dumb. I find it to be really, really dumb. It is kind of what people do. I'm not a believer in this whole, like, you always have to punch up in comedy. You can never punch down. I think that's ridiculous. I think plenty of things about punching down are funny, and especially in like a dark comedy world can be very, very funny. But it's not funny to me, or edgy, or cool, or something that shows you how solid you are in your political takes, that you root on people who are dying. It's not, there's just nothing good about it. It's disgusting, gross behavior. It's sad.
I don't think a lot of these people are doing it for comedy.
Probably not. There are some that do that kind of stuff. More so, this is just for like owning, trying to like, oh yeah, well, you kissed my ass. You didn't go, you didn't care about me before.
Go touch grass.
I mean, it's just very out of touch with the real world. Like, I don't think have somebody you hate, but then go, damn, that sucks. You got cancer. That's bad.
I don't think like the super MAGA posts that are coming at this are going at it with the intended result being a bunch of laughter. They want the intended result to be like, hell yeah, worst president ever, 100% actual criminal.
Yeah, I get some of the problems. I get that clearly it would be insane to think no one knew about this before today. And it's insane to think that Biden's entire first term was spent with him dealing with prostate cancer that was advancing on his body. Like, those things are pretty crazy, and who knew what when is an interesting question. But if you can't separate that from just rooting for a guy to die, you're lost, man. Like, we're on the same team, like, you might disagree with a lot of stuff, but we're all on the same team in terms of America.
And he's not the president anymore.
He's not even in power anymore. Here's the other thing.
Let the man live his last days, years, months, whatever it's going to be.
For everybody who was, and I was on this train because I truly believe this in my core, I was like, let this guy chill, man. He's old. He's clearly got some medical issues going on. Let him just retire and enjoy what he has left. Now more so than ever, just let the dude chill. He's got prostate cancer. You win, all right? He's going to die. I mean, that's inevitable for all of us, but he's going to die. Like, it just dunking on those people is so weird. BDMX Con on Twitch says they look as cruel, intellectually captured as people celebrating threats on Trump's life. Yeah, it's just dumb. It's just a bad move, all told. Seemingly looks like you got everything up and running.
Yeah.
Moving. I had faith in you. I knew you could do it. I really did.
Well, I didn't for a little bit because when I did get things up and running, I went to YouTube and I was like, oh, YouTube looks fine. My confidence monitor, zero confidence. The screen that I look at to go, things are cool, wasn't cool.
Not good?
Whatever.
We're good now?
I don't even know if it had anything to do with the wires that I switched last night, but we'll see.
Either way, we're good, other than the fact that Mega Chat isn't bringing in YouTube comments, which is just, like nothing is going to go right this week. And I'm in the worst shape of my life right now. Courtney's having to bring me everything. It's embarrassing. As a man, I can't tell you. As a man, it's embarrassing to have to hop around on one leg in my house, and I can't even make it from like one far place in the house to the other far place.
Need a walker, don't you?
Well, I woke up and then I was going to get one of those, those boots, those big boots that you put on when you like fracture or sprain your ankle.
Yeah.
I was going to get one of those.
Like one of those Air Jordans. Can't you pump it up with a little?
Yeah, kind of. Like it's a big like soft casty thing. And I was going to grab that because it could be delivered the same day.
Can I sign your soft casty?
No, I'm not doing that. And I canceled it because when I asked AI, because AI is my doctor now in 2025, I said, will I be able to walk on my foot, which I can't walk on otherwise with this? And they said, no, even though you would get that today, you shouldn't be putting more pressure on it. And so I had to get this thing called like the eye crutch or something. Or yeah, it's like a thing you put your knee on.
Oh, you got a little scooter.
It's like a scooter thing, but it doesn't have a wheel. And it was still ridiculous. It was still $150.
Why don't you just get the wheel one?
The wheel ones were way more expensive, Sabrina. I'm telling you. Hang on. I will show you here. Okay. The iWalk 3.0 is what I purchased. That's it, right? That's it? It was $170 for this thing.
That's a pirate. It's
a pirate leg. It's a pirate leg, but your leg goes backwards.
Going to use that all of 2 times. That's not going to be comfortable.
I mean, it's more comfortable than what I have going on now. I literally can't do anything.
Do the wheel.
The wheel is expensive. What would I search? Crutch wheel?
When has expense been an issue when it comes to your health, Sean?
I don't want this thing. I don't want to store this. Oh, this one's more cheap, but it takes a while to get it.
There's also return.
$224. I'm not going to. I don't want to buy things and return things. I feel bad about that. Is that something you do? Is that a strategy that you employ?
Listen, there are some people who feel bad about that.
That makes 2 of you.
And there are some. I hardly ever
hear it.
No. I hardly ever return stuff, but I have people in my close circle, maybe extended close circle, that have no problem buying items just for like a party, and then packing that item right back up in the box and sending it off for a refund.
Let's turn this over to the audience. This is a good audience question today. How many of you are what we would call rapid returners? You get something like this leg thing that I have, and you have it, it's for a short period of time, and you go, I'm going to be able to walk soon. Praise the Lord, please. And because I'm going to be able to do that, I don't want to waste all this money. I'll return this. And then you go, Amazon doesn't care. Because you're right, Amazon doesn't care about you, one person. They care if everybody does it. But how many of you engage in this? I want to see if it's beyond 50-50 here. I want to see if there's like more of you that return stuff like quickly, or you would just keep it and eat the cost, I'm doing, unfortunately, here.
The friend in my head that I think of when I think of like the most egregious of frequent returning, He threw a party for like, I think it was New Year's Eve 2020 because it was like a Roaring 20s themed.
I remember that one.
Roaring 20s themed party.
Yeah.
And they were doing all these decorations. Everybody was dressing up. And he went on Amazon. He's like, it'd be fun for pictures. He bought a toy Tommy gun. He bought a toy Tommy gun, which I don't even think was that expensive. I wish
it doesn't seem like
I
it
wish
would
I
be.
knew how much it cost because he bought this toy Tommy gun, and it had the orange tip because it's a toy gun, and you want it to have the orange tip so people don't think the wrong thing about it. And so you just put a little bit of black electrical tape around the orange tip. So
this look familiar right here?
It was similar to something like that. And
does that come with magazines?
Yeah, that's an airsoft gun, Sabrina.
Oh no!
Yeah.
This I don't even know if this actually shot anything, but it was.
You imagine how much you could blast C-Lane with this airsoft Tommy gun if you had this in the studio? Oh my god!
Yeah, you don't
Can you
need
send me that link?
Don't need to buy
Yeah,
that, guys.
I'll give it to you.
We're all good. Yeah. Walk around walk around the building with that in your hand, Sabrina, and see how people treat you.
Who would I run into? No one's here.
Pretty much, but. At the end of that New Year's Eve party, he just delicately took the electrical tape off of the thing, packed it back in the box, and got the refund for whatever low amount of money it cost. Because what is he going to do in the future with a toy Tommy gun?
Well, I'm seriously asking everybody, is that wrong? Is it wrong to do that? Because I'll tell you what I used to do, and this is not a joke. I literally did. If I made mistakes, even if it was like something that cost $100 or something, I would just eat the mistakes. Like Amazon would deliver me something, and I go, oh, I'm an idiot. I got the wrong thing. And I just put it away in a closet somewhere and leave it there. And then Courtney goes, what are you, stupid? She goes, we have an Amazon return thing walking distance from our house.
I mean, that's
Go
the point of
and
the
return.
return. No one's getting hurt in this.
Well, and I said, okay, fine. And I did it a couple times. I'm like, what was I doing? Not returning these at all. But that's one thing. That's like mistake. You return things, you bring it back. The other thing is, buying with the intent to use for a short period of time and then return it knowing you're not going to pay for it at all.
Like the Super Bowl television?
Yes, the Super Bowl television. When you purchase like an 80-inch TV and you don't have the funds to stretch it necessarily in this case.
Whose tea is it taking skin off of?
It is taking some skin economically off of a little tiny company called Amazon. And all of their, I guess, partners and distributors, which it's hard to feel sorry for them. I understand that. And I don't really have an answer for this necessarily because it's like one of those moral conundrums. I'll tell you what's wrong. What's wrong is if I live next door to Sabrina and she's gone and I sneak in and steal her stereo or a guitar or something. And then I go back to my... So I know morally...
Good luck with my guard dog, dude.
I know morally, even though
bye to
Carl
your
might try to
balls.
stop me, I know that I would be in the wrong in doing that. But is it wrong to get something on Amazon and then quick turnaround knowing that you're going to return that? Let us know. I know a lot of you do this. I bet it's more than 50, actually.
Okay,
more
that
than 50%.
being said, if I have access to one of the not pirate peg legs devices, and said the one with the wheels, like a 2025 person uses.
Well, mine's called iCrutch. That seems very 2025, doesn't it? It's got
Not
the letter
way that
I.
I understand that, but it's like you're not. It looks uncomfortable.
No, yours is ironically called I Walk.
Yeah.
Which I can't.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be good with that little scooter thing, and I believe I can get access to one without returning anything.
I already know. Somebody already texted me and asked if you want one.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate that from both of you and whoever. I really appreciate that from both of you and whoever sent them over. But I got the iWalk, so I'm as good as
you
fixed.
Are okay. All right. Can't wait to see you use that.
This is people walking dogs, navigating stairs, as they're moving around with the iWalk. And is it a pirate leg? Kind of.
See how she's just on one stair?
Yeah.
Because she's not going to make it the rest of the stairs.
Allegedly, she made it to the top of the stairs.
There's no bend.
Allegedly, she made it all the way to the top.
You have to swing around the entire leg in order to get it to the next step.
Whoa! Look at these people go. See? Grandma with the kid. Oh, it's not grandma. They're moving.
Crutches or knee scooters slowing you down?
Do you see that? They're saying...
I love
Crutches or knee scooters are slowing you down.
The scene of the woman just staring at the ominous flight of stairs.
And then they didn't even show the footage of her going up the stairs. They went right to Google. Are you going against your doctor's orders because he told you to rest and elevate and ice and not do the things like send your grandchild down the slide?
You're right. She wasn't featured going up the stairs.
Not one
if
bit.
I'm honest with you. Maybe there's more. Hold on. Let me go back here. All right, moving around.
Are crutches or knee scooters slowing you down?
Yes.
Toss the crutches and scooter and go hands-free with the iWalk crutch.
All right, iWalk.
It's a new era. Walk, climb.
That guy's going upstairs.
Get your life
They
back
are showing
with the iWalk
0.1
hands-free
seconds of it.
crutch.
It said, "Get your life back." That's tempting to me.
You ain't
that is tempting.
washing your car with the iWalk.
No, all I want to do is get to the bathroom
and have some fun.
I'm looking for just a little bit of assistance here. It's embarrassing. I can literally see my lovely girlfriend losing faith in me as a man.
It's weird.
I can
It
see her.
says customers also searched for Depends. That's
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry. And also, a quick question. Do you think that some of that faith of being a man is going to be restored when she sees you in the pirate peg leg?
Isn't it better than nothing?
When do you get this? Because I cannot wait to see you.
During the show today. Yeah,
Perfect.
It'll be here during the show today.
I
Also,
cannot
Does that mean
wait.
you're going to put it on for the first time and walk around in it during the show
Bet
today?
your butt.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I used to hate Tuesday.
It's a treat for us.
I want to give this a shot. I think it's going to make me mobile. I think I might be doing cartwheels before the show's over, for real. Although I want to tell you this. Look, like when I'm on the iWalk here, all right, you see last purchase today, okay. When I go back, do you see what this says right here?
What is that? Returned frequently?
Frequently returned item.
I didn't even see it, and I knew it immediately.
Frequently returned item. You know why? Because people are doing exactly what Sabrina was saying. They're like, I don't need this for
No,
that
they also
long.
realize it's impossible to use.
Maybe. It could be that. It's got 9,150 reviews. It's got some
Click
one-star.
the reviews. And
What,
not
the
top
one-star ones?
reviews.
Say
most
maybe
recent.
I got this says maybe I got a lemon. Bought this for my wife who had foot surgery 3 weeks ago. It's somewhat not too terribly complicated. The idea of this unit is absolutely fantabulous. However, our experience is that it's unsafe for a person using one good leg to get around without more sturdy support or another crutch. Well, who doesn't know what that's supposed to mean, actually? Great concept, needs work. Hurts knee, straps are a nightmare. Not stable or safe at all. Didn't work for me. No independence. Do not buy. Not meant for everyone. So there's some minor problems with the review side of things. Those are the one-star reviews, though. Will it be a one-star review or a five-star review here in the studio today? There's only one way to find out.
Somebody on the texting service says their daughter-in-law has to pay up to 100% in restocking fees because she returned too many things to Amazon.
No way.
And I want to know, because I've heard of this, that this is possible. What is that line? What is the line that you have to cross? How much money or how many items before Amazon starts like punishing you?
Yeah, Texter, give us
People
the
have been
background.
banned from it, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that they even did that. What C-Lane just said, though, where like you risk if you return stuff too much, then putting it on some like no returns list and some nightmare. Like, give us more info, Texter. Okay, we got a lot to get through here on a very busy Share the Show Tuesday. When we come back, we'll get further into what happened with the Biden cancer situation. Remember when they said they were going to have the Border Patrol at that big giant rock concert?
Yes,
And
Rockville.
Okay, so they did. Now I know who got arrested at this big music festival that brought in people all over the country and all over the world. I know how many people got arrested and what they got arrested for. And we're going to go through that today. We'll see what these people actually got busted for. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. Traffic slowing down due to an accident on John Young Parkway north of the Greenway. Keep an eye out for an earlier accident on Narcoossee Road near Tompkins Drive. Traffic slowing down on I-4 if that's a part of your commute between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. You won't be expecting any issues around the perimeter of I-4 on State Road 429 in the Greenway. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866.
Hello, Skull Mike Squad! How are you? Thumbs up in chat if you can hear me. Thumbs up in chat if you can hear me. You hear me? Okay, good news. Good news. We only have Twitch though, so it took me a while to get any thumbs. Thumbs down? Rude. What a day. All of a sudden we got switching issues. We've got mega chat issues. Like, why does my life have to be so hard? Mega chat is not fixed. Oh, is this fixed? Is this what fixed looks like? Okay, I'm coming. Okay. Moondog says, Moondog, you asshole. Moondog says you don't need an eye walk for gout. The gout people. The gout people. I got gout a couple of times because I was drinking a lot. I'm drinking about a fifth less than what I used to drink. Gout is nothing compared to this. Gout is on the ball of your foot. It is on your big toe mostly. And it makes it difficult to put pressure on your big toe because there's like crystals that are going on in your ligaments and stuff. And you just drink a whole bunch of water and stuff and you can make that go by. This is Achilles tendonitis. Achilles tendonitis is what it's called. And basically 72 hours in, it's the worst that it gets, which is right now. And you can't really do anything. Hello? You want me to mute the microphone? No. You got a problem.
With what?
With Celsius.
I didn't have one yesterday.
You didn't have one yesterday because you were sleeping.
Yeah.
How many is this?
That's my second.
You can't do this anymore.
Well, I'll see.
Will you get my eye walk when it comes?
Yeah.
Are you embarrassed of me?
Not at all. I don't know.
Yes, you are. I know you are. It's embarrassing. I find it embarrassing.
So if I was walking like that, you would be embarrassed of me?
You're a girl. It's different.
Why is it different?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be like the man of the house, and I can't even walk. I can't do the simplest task that I'm supposed to do.
I already think I'm more athletic.
No, I know you're more athletic than me. That's not the point. But if I can't physically get from one place to another, I can't tell how much time I have. Okay.
Look what I did.
If I can't get from one place to another, it makes me look like an invalid.
I sewed it.
Oh wow, you did a good job.
So now I don't have to.
So not only can you walk, but you can sew things?
Of course I can sew.
I can't sew or walk.
Can you cook?
No, but look.
You're useless.
Oh. Okay, you see how I can like get my ankle up like that? That means my Achilles tendon works.
Oh, I'm glad it worked.
That means it's not snapped.
Oh my god.
But it's Achilles tendonitis because it's right in that spot. And now I have to get my eye walk. Do you think the eye walk is cool?
I didn't really see it. You were too far away in the bed.
It's like you put a thing on and your knee goes back and then there's like a peg leg that goes down.
No.
Yeah? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Do you think it's better that I not be able to walk?
You get like the little nub for your hand and it has a hook on it?
Yes. Okay, forget you. I'm leaving. Bye. Get out of here.
We can do a pirate night.
We're not doing pirate night. Get away from the microphone.
Trip and enter for your chance to win 2 lawn seat tickets to see Alison Krauss and Union Station at Ascend Amphitheater in Nashville. Round trip airfare and 2 nights deluxe hotel accommodations at the Omni Hotel Nashville are included. Plus, Carl Black Chevrolet will also put $200 spending cash in your pocket. Log on to carlblack.com/trip for your chance to see. East Colonial Drive and online at carlblackorlando.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
Celebrate all things us and you. Hopefully spread the word by hitting the like button over on the stream or just joining us today. If you've never watched the show before, I want you to do it. I want you to do it today. You can see what happens when I get my eye walk. You can see what happens in the studio between breaks. Go over on YouTube, youtube.com/The News Junkie. Subscribe for free, and you can watch each day when the show goes live and see what's going on with us. All right. One thing I want to get out real quick is that Courtney is a monster, and clearly
I'm sorry, you say sweet baby angel?
I need help. I need somebody to send me some help because I showed her the iWalk thing that's coming today during the show, and she laughed and laughed.
Oh,
and she
buddy,
said,
I don't think she was
did she get to see the video?
Yeah, she didn't even see the video.
Oh.
She's like, I couldn't see when you were trying to show me this morning what you were buying. And then she goes, it's like a peg leg thing. And she was laughing. And I said,
oh, Courtney, if you're listening, go back on Amazon and watch the video where the lady with the iWalk thing on stares ominously at the flight of stairs and just goes,
I don't know. I think
No,
I'll be upstairs this afternoon. I'll be hanging out upstairs, just chilling out. And all you fake doctors on chat, I don't need you to diagnose me during the show. Don't tell me, like, Sean's got gout. I know what gout is. I've had gout before. It's in the balls of your feet. This is way worse. It's Achilles tendonitis, and it's in the back of everything. And it is monstrous. All right? It is monstrous. But Courtney was just laughing and laughing. And I'm still going to need her help to at least get the package when it arrives in a couple hours here at the show. So we'll see what happens.
I cannot wait to watch this.
I want to say something here. And I don't usually say this, but ladies, you are mopping the floor with us. You are mopping the floor with us. When I look at the winners, when you're listening to this station and you hear the keywords for $1,000, the last 4 winners have been women. The last 4 people
Damn right.
who have won were women. And out of the last 7, 5 of them were women. All right? Women are just absolutely winning because they believe they have a chance. They are much more optimistic about their chances to get these monies.
Oh, we got a wage gap to make up for.
I guess so. Whatever your excuse might be, you need to go over and make sure you're listening to all of the instructions when you get the keyword and follow the instructions. It's on the website, right? You go to the website, put the keyword in, and then you follow it. And then answer your phone afterwards. Be the next person on that list. And usually talk radio is a very heavily male-dominated audience. And it is in this case, too. But I think this show has more female listeners than maybe any other talk show that I've ever seen in my life. And it's not just because I'm on said show. It's just because
usually that's a deterrent.
I've been talk radio obsessed kind of my whole life. So I see these audiences and I see what's going on. You have some of them where people like, I remember when he had trial going on, Bubba the Love Sponge, when they were deposing him under oath, and they said, how many guys listen to the show? And he said, it's mostly guys. How many women? And he said, none.
No women on the backside, McGillicuddy.
There's a none listen over here. And he wasn't very far off. Okay, let's go over to it. We had a story about this beforehand, so let's bring it full circle. There is, for those of you outside of the state of Florida, a big concert that just happened this weekend called Welcome to Rockville. And it's a national thing. A lot of you from New York, some of you might have come down to go to this show. It's a very big one. I believe it's the biggest rock concert in North America, ? I think.
Dang.
It's a huge and growing festival. It's where rock music stays alive when a lot of rock music honestly is dead. And beforehand, they said they were going to send the Border Patrol out there because they had these like different illegal immigrant gangs that were in past years committing crimes. Now we know who they arrested. And the story from Channel 6 says 13 arrests at Welcome to Rockville in Volusia County, including undocumented immigrants, they're saying. Over a dozen arrests made during the festival, sheriff's office announced. Now, first things first, that's pretty low, actually.
I think so.
For a big music festival to only have 13 people get arrested, that seems pretty low.
What was the capacity? Or I guess
I
max amount of people?
They said they expected over the 4 days, they expected 200,000 people.
And only 13 arrests. That's impressive.
That's low. That's a very, very low number.
And how many did they expect to arrest? And how much of the taxpayer dollars were used for those?
I don't care. Look, I think they had to pay for them anyways, don't they? You have to pay for the law enforcement to be there anyways.
Yeah.
So, maybe not the sheriff's office, but either way, I don't care. Arresting criminals is a good use of money. I'm okay with it. But the story says over a dozen people were arrested at Welcome to Rockville in Volusia County, Florida over the weekend.
Baker's dozen.
In a release, deputies told News Channel 6 that Volusia Sheriff's Office made 13 arrests consisting of 3 felonies and 10 misdemeanors. So out of those 250-ish million or thousand people, 250,000 people-ish, they only got 3 felonies? That is really, really good. So to all you folks who went to this concert.
Or they were just, busy watching
criminals?
Green Day. Or good criminals, yeah.
It might be. Furthermore, the sheriff's office noted that a few of the arrests involved illegal immigrants, 2 of whom also face charges locally. The U.S. Border Patrol told News 6 that it participated in these arrests. As part of a multi-agency security effort, U.S. Border Patrol agents provided support to Volusia County Sheriff's Office at Welcome to Rockville. They said the illegal aliens, there was 4 of them out of the 13 arrests. There was 4 illegal aliens. And they were taken into federal custody and will be deported, those 2. Those are those 4. Those 4 people had previous criminal arrests or were wanted for other issues, and so they said, see you later. Adios, muchacho. You're out of here. Now, here we go. Here are the arrests. I want you to think in your mind what people got arrested for and what they look like, and we're going to go over these.
This first one is funny to me. I don't know why. It just seems impressive.
First arrest, 36-year-old Teresa Cristofore, and she's smiling in her mugshot. She was arrested for possession of hallucinogens with intent to sell. And so does that mean very likely she's selling shrooms, right?
Read the paragraph underneath.
Oh, okay, hang on. Let me see. Units working the Welcome to Rockville event were alerted to a delivery of suspected narcotics at one of the on-site bars. Further investigation resulted in the recovery of approximately one pound of psychedelic mushrooms.
A pound?
That's a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Unless, and I know that drug math can get a little skew when if she was selling mushroom chocolates and those were a pound, even though it wasn't like a pound of just raw mushroom material.
I doubt it. They would have caught her in security if it was just a pound of mushrooms. So
she was a bartender, though. Yeah. She was a bartender, so like they were bringing it in,
many mushrooms.
Here's your supplies. But hold on.
But even if she only had a couple ounces of mushrooms, but she made them into chocolates and that weighed a pound, they'll still get you on a pound of drugs.
And
hold on.
Stoned. Go ahead.
Let me see here. If you have mushrooms, hallucinogenic mushrooms, and you have 1 pound worth of hallucinogenic mushrooms, how many people can trip or get high off of that? It's got to be a lot, right? Because you could eat
tolerance too of everyone who shrooms it up often.
Just say in general, just generally speaking, is the best tool to use with these.
It depends on the dosage, but typically a single dose of hallucinogenic mushrooms is about 1 to 3.5 grams. So 1 pound, which is about 453 grams, could provide around 130 to 450 doses, depending on how strong you want it. Always prioritize safety and legality.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Are we behind here? We got to take a break, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
the last episode of The Studio, though, covered this beautifully.
Oh, did they?
The mushrooms.
All right, well, I didn't see this. Let me know when we come back. We're going to get to the rest of the people on this list and what they got arrested for. And I think some of them might surprise you. But these are the things that happened at these mega concert type venues. What happened? We'll tell you. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Love me, hold me, 'cause I'm free.
Classic alternative this weekend.
Of rain, but small chances at that. Today it'll be dry. We'll top out at 96, just 1 degree off from our record high of 97, set back way back in 1908. For Wednesday, more of the same, highs in the mid-90s. Then on Thursday, a chance for a couple of afternoon thunderstorms. Any storms could be strong. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
If you're shopping for hurricane impact windows, you got to make sure and get a free quote from my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They've been installing affordable, high-quality impact windows for over 50 years all over the state of Florida. They are the experts, and at Reese, most impact windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Right now, you buy 2 windows, you get 1 free, plus installation is included. So get that free quote today and upgrade your home. Get you that peace of mind at ReeseWindows.com. That's REECE, ReeseWindows.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just 1 visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just 1 visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Skull Bike Squad! Yeah! Hell yeah, buddy! How you doing? YouTubers! Where you at, buddy? Can you hear me? This is fucked up, man. I don't know how much longer I can do this. It's inconvenient. It's inhumane. It should be illegal. I didn't do anything wrong. It's so bad. I just can't do it anymore. The step fee says you can do it. I can't. I can't do it anymore. Sean, do you have a Roomba? No. Why? Should I put my foot on the Roomba? I don't know if that's going to work. It's not a terrible idea. I just can't do it. I want to go sleep for like a week. Maybe forever. I'm not being dramatic. Okay? Sean, did you watch the movie Old Yeller? Are you kidding me? You're trying to kill me? I'm disabled. You hear me? I'm disabled. Unfucking believable. The way you're talking to me is a war crime, technically. I can't take this. We're coming back.
By NCUA. Spring is here, the perfect season to give your aging roof the attention it deserves. Florida's highest rated roofer is here to help. Save up to $2,000 this season. Get started at jannyroofing.com.
Offer only applies on full roof replacement. Expires May 31st, 2025.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity is stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
Hey, this is one of those shows that you can enjoy a lot of different ways. Right where you are right now is just fine. Hang out, pull up a chair, and let's do all things viral here with the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Or if you miss anything, you can get the podcast. You can go back to the live stream video. You could do all of those things, and they're all okay. It's much appreciated. Finally, chat has things right, honestly.
Good.
J. Ryan KB on Twitch says Sean is now a disabled veteran, which technically true. You know, I mean, if you really think about things.
No.
Man Kicking on Twitch says you should see if you can get a handicap placard while you're disabled. I would like one, please. I don't know who in the government is listening, but I think I deserve it right now.
For your ears?
I'm like, I have to jump around like on one leg like an idiot, and so
Bobby
that's
Brown?
at least disabled.
No, that was
That's
hump
at
around.
least-
I'm sorry.
A hump around. I wish I was doing that. I'm not on that level right now, but appreciate
Humping
all
around? That's what you wish you were doing?
Yes, I do, Sealand. I wish I was humping around instead of struggling, and I'm wounded over here. It's embarrassing. Now let's go back to what we were talking about, if you don't mind. Is that okay with everybody? Can we do that?
I'm good. Thumbs up.
All right, we had our first arrest at this music festival, and I'm always interested in the like underground crimes that take place at these music festivals, like Welcome to Rockville. And the Teresa lady was busted with 1 pound of shrooms at the event.
So much shrooms.
And I have some questions for the two of you, and you guys can say this is from a friend if you'd like, but I know your experience with these kind of things at music festivals is a little more robust than mine, so I'll defer to the two of you here. Is it, number one, easy to sneak shrooms into a music festival?
Let me ask HQ8AI.
All right.
And yes, it could be.
All right.
I wouldn't
easy
say
enough.
just like straight up baggy is what I'm reading here, but there are certainly ways to bring it into a music festival.
As far as drugs go, it's an easier one to sneak into places, would you say, Sealand, or no?
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is not from experience. This is just overall. Summer Hightower, how dare you, Summer? 30 years old, was one of the 13 people arrested for disorderly conduct on her part. And it says, during a narcotics investigation, an adult female patron at the bar began shouting at the bar manager as she was providing information to deputies. Deputies contacted the female a short distance away, and she began causing a disturbance by shouting and arguing. The female's behavior, ain't this the truth, boys? Ain't this the truth? The female's behavior disrupted the peace and tranquility of other patrons within the camping area. The female was arrested for disorderly conduct and transported to the jail nearby. I don't know if she was at a different bar run-in or if she was at the Shrooms bar run-in, but that's another arrest at the bar. That's two of them there. Joseph Clark, 64, he looks shockingly like my father, this man.
Really?
Joseph Clark, 64 years old, looks like my father with all gray hair. He looks shockingly like my father with all gray hair in this photograph. The 64-year-old from Deerfield Beach. He was observed selling counterfeit Rockville T-shirts. This guy.
Russ
What are you
would
in
never.
for?
Does that part remind you of your dad?
No, he wouldn't have done that.
No
He wouldn't have
way.
done that. After confirming the items were counterfeit, the male was arrested and transported for sale and possession of counterfeit items. He got busted for. Buddy, you're 64. What are you
But
doing?
everyone, he could have not been the only one selling
I don't know.
shirts.
John Madison, 50-year-old John Madison,
looks-
also arrested.
His mugshot screams, "Why am I here right now?"
He was busted. He's from Miami Beach, John Madison, 50 years old, selling alcoholic beverages without a license or permit. So I imagine he's in the venue or something. Subject was observed by deputies conducting sales of alcoholic beverages from a wagon along the access road to the Daytona International Speedway. Subject was contacted. It was determined he did not have a license or permit to sell alcoholic beverages. So he had like a wagon on the side of the road, and I guess people walking into the event. Get your cold beer here. This is a victimless crime, cops. Why are you going after John Madison? He's the most innocent so far. James Charles, 22.
He looks so familiar.
He was busted for sale of counterfeit items and selling alcohol without a license.
Oh, so he's like a combination of the previous two.
He is. Yeah, the 22-year-old was observed selling counterfeit Rockville hats and selling alcoholic beverages without a license, just trying to make a little money on the microeconomy around the music festival. Stuart Anderson Barnes of Charlotte, North Carolina was in town. He was also busted for selling alcohol without a license permit. That's the biggest crime so far, worse than anything else. Subject was observed selling alcoholic beverages without a license. Undercover deputy made a controlled purchase of a drink, and he didn't have a license to sell alcohol. Stephen went all the way from Williamston, New Jersey.
No shirt. Fight?
Got busted, no shirt on, for a trespass after warning charge. They said male subject was causing a disturbance. security requested law enforcement. They said this suspect was trespassed from property and they needed him to leave immediately, but he came back and they ended up arresting him.
Yeah, it's the coming back after you get kicked out that really gets them pissed off.
Because you had an opportunity to not get arrested.
Sealand also has some experience with that one.
I do, from being trespassed from a concert, yes.
Plus the shrooms. Joseph
Okay,
Clark,
buddy.
64, also selling counterfeit items. So that's the biggest one
Wait, the
so
same guy.
far.
Well, that looks like your dad
it
again.
is. No way.
Did he get arrested twice?
He got arrested 2 days in a row.
He was out on bond and he went back.
Listen, when you buy in bulk, you got to get rid of your inventory. He's
My
probably in the
God.
red.
Joseph Clark got arrested for selling counterfeit merch and went the next day out on bond and got arrested again. The guy that looks like my dad. Michael Berry, 62 of Huntington Beach, California, possession and sale of counterfeit items. So that's the biggest one that we're looking at. Then you got 3 people from Guatemala, and they were all detained. 3 subjects were contacted in the parking lot area operating sausage carts not associated with the event. The suspects were all determined to be within the United States illegally. 1 male and 1 female provided false information to the cops and were arrested on local charges. The other female had no charges and was taken into custody by the CBP, that's the Border Patrol. Then we had 2 more people for possession or sale of counterfeit items, and that's it. So the vast majority of people arrested at this particular festival were not for like fighting or selling drugs. It was selling fake knockoff Rockville.
Well, what
stuff.
was good to see in that lineup, and tell me if you've heard any other stories about this, dispatchers or email.
I'll pick up the phone if they want to call.
Didn't see a whole lot of backpacks full of stolen cell phones.
No,
no cell phones were reported stolen at the event.
That's
None.
great.
That seems crazy to me, but
Is
maybe
that
they were
like old news now? No one wants cell phones?
maybe because of the stories ahead of time, Sabrina. Maybe they thought like we don't want to do it here. They're going to be on high alert, and we're going to end up in jail. Maybe they were discouraged for some reason, but they said no stolen cell phones reported at a music festival, which is insane to consider. All right, we want to see what you have on your mind. Send us a dispatch. We got a lot of those to get into. We also have to get into some emails when we come back. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them mean. But we'll go over all of them regardless and to see what's going on with my shipment so I can walk around the studio.
Oh, I can't wait.
My
This is
eye walk.
So exciting for me.
This is on the way at some point here today or tomorrow. All right, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Support the arts and local artists at the Orlando Fringe Festival with over 100 shows happening now through May 26th. Get more info at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's an accident getting cleared up on the ramp from I-4 westbound to County Road 46A. The right lane's blocked. Traffic slowing down due to an accident on the Beach Line eastbound approaching Innovation Way, exit 19 there. Expect delays due to an earlier accident on John Young Parkway north of the Greenway there. Traffic is up to speed on most of the major roadways, although on I-4, there's still some slowdowns through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off.
Hello? If I see 100 skull emojis in chat, I'll come over to Skull Mike. I need 100 skull emojis, or I'm not moving. No excuses. That's one. 99 left. Jay Ryan says stay put. Fine. Fine. I'll stay over here. See how you like it. proof. We'll bring you to jail. That's kind of impressive that those were the biggest things that they faced, though. Unless, yeah, I mean, look, they're not stealing her for no reason, obviously. All right, I'm coming. Ugh. Okay. I got it. New way to walk. New way to walk. Hey folks, how are we? Mr. Predicto, am I going to die?
Everything points to yes.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Predicto's not on my side. Chat's not on my side. Hello? Are you back already?
No, I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. What's the matter with you? Why do you look so surprised?
I don't look surprised.
Are you surprised to see me up and moving around like this and so mobile?
I saw you on TV and then.
Oh. What?
What?
What? What do you want? What do you want?
I don't want nothing. I was just telling you I'm moving.
Can I be honest with you? It feels like you're showing off that your legs work. Yeah. As a disabled person, it feels like this is like dancing next to a person in a wheelchair.
I'll do it.
That I know you're doing it right. You're river dancing in front of me because I can't lose my leg. That's a crime on the disabled.
You know what I just did though?
What?
I stretched for 15 minutes.
I can stretch for 15 minutes. It's not going to fix my
If you would have
stitch.
stretched before, you wouldn't have that.
I understand that that's probably right, but what am I supposed to do about that now?
Nothing. Learn a lesson.
I know. I learned a lesson. I want to be able to walk. I'm desperately wanting to be able to walk.
I know, I'm sorry.
Are you sorry?
The water's not on.
It's not?
No.
That's annoying.
Well, I started the laundry. I just paused it because.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just wait. I'd say, what did it say, 2 or 3? 1? 10 to 1? Okay. Well, hopefully they'll get it done sooner rather than later. That's annoying to have the water off all day. Oh, no, I forgot. How much time is left? Okay, I gotta go.
All right, bye, baby.
I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
I gotta go.
See you later.
See you later. She's probably keeping my eye walk from me. I'm sorry, what?
Right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
What is the cost of doing nothing? I don't know about you, but these months are the highest power bills of the year, and it's making me think about the years I spent without Solar Source. I'm so glad I finally have Solar Source. I started with the pool heated solar, and I love it. Thrilled that Solar Source now has a pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at just $99. Want to add the battery backup system for your home? Our pay-as-you-go plan works the same. Start with a small battery that provides critical backup power for your lights and your refrigerator, and then it does all these small loads, and then you could stack them to add more energy as time goes on. It's Solar Source.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
Preston and welcome to Rockville had not 1 pound of shrooms.
2 pounds vacuum sealed that she had delivered to her, which I think could be an extra charge if you use the Postal Service for that. But
that's a lot, though.
Also had a little cocaine on her.
Really? A little cocaine, a little bit of that.
Just a little bit of Stan.
2 pounds of shrooms at a music festival is it's like a good business plan, because if she would have had 500 doses of shrooms for all the people, and then what's a dose cost? $10? Is that
been a long time, man?
Has it? Yeah. Are we talking $20?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you guys don't even know.
I don't remember.
I thought you guys were way cooler. This is kind of an embarrassing moment.
I thought you were way cooler too.
There's been some inflation, you know. It's
tariffs.
Yeah,
$20, $30. It can't be that much, is it? It used to be $5. Used to be easy peasy. You used to go and get them yourself.
Bought a dose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such a cool guy that I don't buy in these small quantities that you're mentioning.
Yes.
Do you want to have a conversation, or do you want to make fun of us?
I would like to make fun of you, if that's okay. But I didn't know that you would be on board with that. So
Can
this
you
is
get
kind
an
of a
update
shocker.
on the delivery of your peg leg?
Yeah, it's not a peg leg. It's not. It's called eye leg, and you know it's called eye leg. So this is mocking the disabled is what you're doing right now.
I walk.
It's called I Walk 3.0. I'll check the status. I'll see. How
happy that woman is.
Yeah. With her hands up. Look at me. I know crutches.
She's got her hands in the air like she just don't care. Everything's going well for her, and it will be for me too. Track package. Ordered. Ooh, almost shipped. Almost shipped, but not quite.
Oh, should I not have
shipped.
shown the map that has your house?
Shh. We're fine. So there's a lot of you chiming in today, and we'll get to your feedback. One of the ways you can join the show is to send an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put that right on top so we know what's going on. Here's Moondog, who says, Dear Junkie friends, seems like you, mostly Sean, were a little rough on the captain and the crew of the Coverup, the ship that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, saying, of course, you can look and see that your ship won't fit under the Brooklyn Bridge. What were they thinking? Yes, I do maintain that. I maintain that even if you said like there was a power outage and the tug was pushing this thing, you probably just shouldn't have a ship that is bigger than a bridge anywhere near it. You just probably shouldn't at all. Maybe I'm not a captain. Maybe I'm not like Captain Brock, the angry guy, but I would think that this was pretty simple. I would go, hey, like just like if I have a vehicle and there's a bridge that's too short for my vehicle to go under, I just don't go anywhere near it and I'm fine. I don't go anywhere near it and I'm okay. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Well, of course, professional captains, especially that of high rank on a national training ship, have all the charts and info needed that indicate clearance for bridges and depth of water, and had a float plan filed, and it, of course, did not include trying to get under the Brooklyn Bridge. It was clearly some sort of mechanical issue. And the U.S. Coast Guard has a tall ship of their own. It's called the Eagle. Love the show and heave-ho. Have Sabrina hoist the mainsail and get Sea Lane up the yardarm, and Sean swap the poop deck, says Moondog. And I
think you swab the poop deck, don't you?
Swab it? Okay,
Yeah.
swab
Like
the
take
deck.
a sample?
This is the U.S. Coast Guard. We have our own ship like this that has the sails and the masts and all that, kind of like the Mexican one that crashed into the bridge. So the U.S. Coast Guard still has at least some of these. So thank you for the email and the extra information. It's always appreciated. I know it takes time to type things out. Over to Peanut. Peanut says, hey, Sean, the tips at thenewsjunkie.com. So a little insight. We were talking about whether or not you should pull a Sabrina, which is possibly buying something on Amazon, and then you go,
Never said I did
this.
that.
It
I
was
have
expensive.
absolutely returned items, but it is not after use. For example, I just returned 2 items.
What were they?
One is the boots, my everyday boots, If those watching right now, they're pointed, and I have now destroyed the point of it. So I try to find like a little steel cap to it.
Oh, okay.
To make it look cool.
So what did you return then? Oh, you returned the steel cap because it didn't work out?
They didn't fit. So I did that.
That's fine.
Returned it. Celebrated my siblings' graduation this past weekend. I bought 2 diplomas folders so we can give them a fake diploma.
Okay.
One of them was absolutely destroyed. I returned that. Now, someone I know, we had a wig party to go to, and they bought 5 wigs and only used one of them.
Yeah, but the only thing that
matters
is, did you intend to return these things? Because that's the practice that I'm talking about.
No,
like when
I
you
did
buy
not
something
intend.
from Amazon and you use it, and then you know damn well, like, it did what it was supposed to do.
No, that's not my style.
But you want to return it regardless. You've never done that, you're saying? Never.
No, I have not.
All right.
There is, I've always intended to use the items. So much so, there's a lot of items that I have not used, and I missed the return mark. By the way, unrelated. Anyone need a nightstand that comes with a lamp and USB ports?
Wow. What do you got going on out there? What is
do you
going
mean?
on in
I'm
your
trying
world?
to decorate my house. I just haven't built it yet.
But why are you're now all of a sudden pulling my type of mistakes where you're buying things and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
thanks
the
a
wrong
lot.
thing.
Mentor.
I did not tell you how to do that. I only told you my failures. I only told you, hey, Sabrina, look how dumb I am at ordering things that are the right size for my house.
My favorite was went to buy 1 trophy, but bought 50 tiny versions of that trophy.
Technically, you're wrong. Technically, I went to buy 1 trophy and instead got 50 of the same exact trophy.
But much smaller.
No, they were the right size.
Oh,
they
sorry.
were the correct size. I just didn't know that I was buying enough for an entire T-ball team. I didn't know I was buying enough for a whole squad of
Pacification
people.
of America. Here we go.
Participation trophies.
Then we just hid them all around the venue when we did our show, and so people got them all over
And
the
it turns
place.
out 12 of them are still at the venue.
Could be.
That is completely closed.
This person, Peanut, says, hey, Sean, so a little insight. Amazon does not pay for shipping. Us, the small businesses who have to be on Amazon to stay competitive, have to pay for shipping plus the fee for them to pick the item up and package it up. We have to pay for the return shipping, restock, and refund. It's not a no harm, no foul situation. A return can cost the seller twice the price of the actual item. You guys are hurting small businesses.
Okay. Is this the person who's in chat right now?
I don't know. I'm just telling you this is from Peanut. It says, you are right. Amazon doesn't care because they are getting the money from sellers. Thought you'd like to know. Wiggle squared, pop squared, says Peanut.
This is what I'm curious about, though. When you are ordering and it's Prime, you can do same-day delivery. That is not being packaged by the small business that's selling it. That's in a warehouse that has a giant crate of the same item. Yes or no?
It depends. If they're a lot of these places are drop shipping through Amazon or usually somebody else or Amazon, and that would mean, like, let's say we were going to sell Sabrina hats, all right, and we bought a whole pallet of Sabrina hats, and we said we're going to sell these Amazon. They said fine. We ship them a whole pallet at Amazon, and then when people buy them, they ship them out where they need to go to all the destinations, like a drop shipping type thing. But we still got to pay for that, and we don't get any credit for the ones that get returned. So he is suggesting, this Peanut person, that it's still a bit tough on these small businesses, even though you think you're sticking it to Amazon by buying things and returning them, Sabrina. So that's what they're saying. When they say you, I don't think they mean me.
So what are you going to do with that peg leg when you stop using it after this afternoon?
I already told you. I will take the hit. And here's what I'll do. Because I'm a good guy and you're a bad lady. But I will do this.
I didn't say anything.
I will do this. I will keep it on hand at my house. And if, God forbid, and I don't wish this on either of you at all. I don't. But if, God forbid, either one of you have any kind of issues with your ability to get around.
Knocking on the wood here.
100%. I'll be like, you guys want the iFoot? Come get it. It's yours. Go take it. Come get the iFoot so you can get around and I walk, whatever it is. Come get it. I'll hold it for you guys because that's where I'm coming from. I'm a good guy doing good things. You know what I mean?
Good guy for show.
Well, it sounds like you don't believe it, but I am a good guy doing good things over here. Right?
Right.
So I got to tell you, I don't feel like you're on board with this statement. It's not a very big
you
statement.
called me a bad lady after you said that, so I'm not completely on board with it.
Yeah, well, I thought we could agree on this simple thing. I am a good guy, and you are a bad lady. Do you not agree with that?
I do not agree. Crazy.
Celine agrees.
Exactly. Why do you have to make it so weird all the time because you have a funky ankle? Jesus, man.
Don't call it a funky ankle.
I was going to say another F word, but we're on the radio.
All right. We'll see what you think about this. Hit us up with an email or a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. A lot of the stuff about the Biden cancer diagnosis, which, again, everybody's celebrating this as losers. That's loser behavior to celebrate other people who are dying, for God's sake, even if there was a cover-up. And I am willing to hear out that there probably was some sort of cover-up going on here. You don't get cancer like this, a prostate cancer, that makes it all the way into your bones overnight. You probably had this for 5 or 6 or more years as the prostate cancer spread through his body. And he was the president. Biden was the president of the United States. So unless the president isn't getting the medical care that I thought they were, and maybe this is the case, and if so, this is bad for America, bad for all things in the United States of America. Is it the case, I posit to you, is it the case that now our presidential health checkups, the yearly presidential health checkups, are so politicized that we just get presidents who hire a doctor who's going to go, the president has never been in better shape? I'm telling you, I've seen 20-year-olds in worse shape than the president. He is doing laps around all his staff. He's in the perfect health because that's what we've seen. Trump's doctor would be like, I've never seen anybody more fit in my life. Biden's doctor is like, the president is with it, ready to go, and just in the best. Everybody who's watching him, you're crazy. You people are crazy. He's really, really in great health right now. So I'm of the mind, looking at this story, that we now have the personal physician of the United States president as a compromised job. I think it's a compromised job. I think that they just tell the president what they want to hear, or they suck at their job, because how did they not do the finger in the backside trick?
I don't think that's how you find prostate cancer, is it?
Yeah, I think that's one way they do it, is it not? Isn't that the whole thing that they check?
You know who to ask.
Also, I don't think they call that a trick. It's just really, it's an exam.
Yep.
It's not like...
and all of a sudden they start pulling those flags out
like
and it doesn't stop.
The doctor doesn't just like snap on the latex glove and go, I got a real trick for you.
It's not my profession, so I'm not here to say what the correct terminology is. But trick or move or tactic, that's how I think.
Is it common to check people of that age for prostate cancer? Because I think they focus on stuff like that earlier. What I'm getting from Google's AI is that they start recommending screenings for stuff like this around age 50.
Yep. Or mid 40s, depending on your family history.
Right. If you have a family history of prostate cancer, if you're black, they say you have a higher risk, so they start you around 45, stuff like that.
That's me too.
If you're not black, if a man has multiple first-degree relatives with prostate cancer diagnosed at an early age, they might even start you as early as 40. However, the decision to continue screening beyond age 69 or 70, which Biden is well beyond, is often individualized based on overall health and life expectancy. Now, taking all that into consideration, you would think that a person like the president of the United States, who would have the highest of access to health care, should just be checked for everything all the time, right?
I would have thought so. That's why I'm saying I think that the office of the physician for the president is compromised. I think now they are just, it's all politicized like everything else. And so they can't come back with anything negative because it risks the president losing some sort of power. But is that not what they do? Somebody saying that's not how they find it? It says big digits. How does a
he would know.
How does a what's this called? What kind of cancer is it again? I forgot.
Prostate.
Prostate.
PSA test.
How does a prostate PSA test go? And how do you test for prostate cancer?
It's a blood test that measures the amount of prostate-specific antigen. That's the PSA in your blood. I saw this on a PSA.
Prostate-specific antigen, PSA
Son
test,
of a bitch,
measures
man.
the level of PSA in your blood. High levels can suggest prostate issues, including cancer. If needed, a biopsy is done to confirm cancer diagnosis.
Yeah, but eventually they have to go in manually, correct? Like they have to go in there and spelunk, and that's how they end up determining.
Yeah, earlier.
I don't know. I mean, maybe for 80-year-old people, they just don't do that as much. But I would say that, to C-Lane's point, basically, that if you have the doctor or the president not doing those tests, it's a disservice to the country, to the president, to all of those things. It really, really is. But that's where we're at right now, because otherwise the doctor was just the worst in the world. The president had this issue and it was spreading fast, and it was during his first term, obviously something that was the case. The question is, who knew? And then what should happen as a result of that? And I've got some more clips that I want to play here to talk about that as we roll on today. And Australians' finances are making their way into the discussion today. And when we come back, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst funeral ever.
Oh.
What happened? This is not going to go well, but we'll see what goes down. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I mean, Ferrari was always my first love because of Tom Selleck. My next door neighbor in Green Bay had that Ferrari.
That
and let me lay on it and take a photo.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Where's that? How old were you?
I was like 14.
Okay,
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Keep an eye out for an accident getting cleared up on the Beach Line eastbound approaching Innovation Way. There's an earlier accident to keep an eye out for on John Young Parkway north of the Greenway there. The off-ramp's partially blocked. There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from I-4 westbound to County Road 46A. Traffic is up to speed on most of the major roadways, although on I-4 there's still some slowdowns through that amusement park area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. There's no such thing as a fender bender when it comes to motorcycle accidents. More than 80% of crashes result.
Let's go, Mike. Standing up. Okay, not so bad. We're good. Using a little support here. Maneuvering over. Parkour. God, I'm more annoyed than anything at the fact that the YouTube comments aren't coming through today either. It's like the world is set up against me this week. All I want to do is put on a good show. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. And the world is trying to hold me back. Just let me fly. I'm a butterfly. Just let me fly. Let me soar. Stop trying to get in my way. Skull Mike Squad, are you with me? Narrator, they were not with him. What a bunch of dicks. All right, I'm going to make my way over. I'm going to try and see what's going on chat. All right. Oh, I could just get my phone. Hang on. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hello, YouTube. I can see you now. Hey, how are you? Good to see you, Diana, Weed Consumer, Dan, Kurt, Mario, Nolan. Zach says, Sean, you flew too close to the sun. I think I might have. This poor man hobbling around his home studio. Won't somebody please help him? I'm asking. Why is the skull mic bound to that part of the room? Dude, just bring it over to your desk. Oh my God, I've never thought of that. Oh my God. I am indeed so absolutely retarded that I never thought of this very obvious solution. I'll just pick it up and move it over there. It's easy. Easy as can be. Sorry for being so dumb. Jesus. Of course I thought of that, you moron. Come on. What did you figure is wrong with the heel, Sean? I have like a tendonitis issue. Achilles tendonitis. Yeah, you can't move the skull mic, okay? The streaming computer is over there in the tower, and the streaming computer has to be connected to the device, and it's over there, okay? That's what's happening. Your foot is plantar fasciitis? Don't diagnose me, okay? You don't know what you're talking about. It's not plantar fasciitis, you dodo. You're wrong. Okay? Coming back, baby.
Boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007.
And that means you spread the word about the show. It's easy to do. Just tell somebody. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to tell somebody on a Share the Show Tuesday, or just want to show us your appreciation, we would appreciate that. And you can also follow us on social media. That's a free way to do the show a big, giant, solid. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com/share. All right, this is a nightmare. I want to get to this funeral home nightmare in a moment here. It's really, truly like worst case scenario. And I think these people deserve a big fat stack of cash for what went wrong. But you tell me if you disagree or not. Here we go. This is in California. That sucks. It's a bad place to die. It's a nice place to live, but a bad place to die. And a bad place to be financially. Arriving early at the California funeral home for her uncle's viewing, Amantha Hunt looked at the casket and knew something was wrong. She said, we've got to do something here. She goes to a staff member at the funeral home and she goes, hey, you put the wrong person in the casket. What the hell are you guys doing? And she was right about this. According to the lawsuit, 80-year-old Otis Atkinson died on February 28th, leaving behind his wife of 56 years. Jesus. Following his death, the family entered into a contract with Harrison Ross Funeral Homes and bought a suit for the funeral home to use for the viewing. They trusted that this would be done professionally, and then there was distress when the staff members said, "No, we assure you." Can you imagine this? You go, the wrong body is in the casket. It's an open casket ceremony of the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
You go, that is not our person. That's not them. And then the funeral home goes, no, I assure you, that's him. And you're like, wait, hold on.
That's definitely, you obviously don't know your own
I'm
family
telling
member.
you, as the person who loved this person that is dead, that ain't them. That's not them inside the coffin. No, I assure you.
What would be the reason for the funeral home person to argue back? Like,
probably getting caught red-handed and word vomiting.
You have to start filming this. You got to start filming this. You can't just go, "Oh, don't worry, it's all fine here." Defendant then took the corpse to another facility. They said they finally changed their tune when they showed him a photo. They go, "This isn't our guy." They took the corpse to another facility, took the designated suit off the corpse, and switched it to the decedent's body. The entire exchange took several hours, and by the time the defendant brought the decedent's body back to the viewing area, there was no time left for any viewing. So they said, well, we did make a mistake. We switched out the suit from the dead guy we had it on, who was the wrong person, to another dead guy, and we brought him back, and it was too late. A lot of people had left. The family has suffered tremendously from the defendant's shameful conduct. It shouldn't have happened. I didn't make the arrangements to see the wrong body. So how much is enough for that? You go to a funeral home and they have put the wrong body in an open casket situation at your loved one's funeral.
Is the right body available somewhere?
They eventually got the right body.
That was at the other funeral that no one realized that it was a switched body.
Hours later, they switched it and they got the right body in the casket after many people have left. That's a big mistake. That's a big, giant mistake.
Be hilarious. You show up to the other funeral and they're having a closed casket one and a DJ. And you're like, "Stop the music. It's the wrong person." Like, why would you say that at our loved one's funeral? And you just open up the casket and be like, "Look."
That's a big ball drop moment, man. That's a moment where people are going to go, whoa. If you're wrong about this, you're crazy. If you're right, you got a bombshell. And in this case, they were right. They had the wrong person. So what do you think is the right amount of money for them? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com.
I don't really know if you could claim a lot of damages in this. Like, they did a switcheroo and you swap back and you're good, right?
I guess, but how you're paying a lot of money for the funeral.
Well, you're refunding that.
And it also makes me think, like, how many switcheroos happen once the bodies are cremated and you're having that kind of service?
Well, my question would be, imagine it was an open casket, Sabrina.
Imagine.
And let's ask our friend B-Dobbs about this because he might know. If nobody noticed it, and it wasn't an open casket event, would it have been possible that they just took the wrong guy in the casket, brought him to the cemetery, and
put him in the wrong grave?
Put the wrong guy in the wrong grave? And you would never know. You'd have no idea because you're not seeing anything at that point in time.
And it's all, and separate from the funeral home. That's kind of just a hand the baton moment, I imagine.
Yeah, and most people aren't doing this, or at least I think so. I'll tell you, in my case, unfortunately, I've buried many family members in the last 10 years or so. But I could tell you, in my case, they said, hey, in the case of my sister who died in the last couple of years, or 1 year ago, actually, as of the last week. In the case of my sister, when she got to the actual cemetery, and the guy received her body, he told me, he goes, Sean, wanted to check in. He says, I know this might be traumatic, but it's something that we do for our purposes. And I wanted to know, when I do the proof photo that I will be keeping on file to show you that we got the right person in this casket, do you want me to send that photograph to you?
Like text message?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he said, I could just send it over however you want. I could text it to you. And I go, no. Nope.
I'm going to take your word for it?
Yeah, I am going to take your word for it. Here's some photos of my sister just so you can confirm. I don't want to remember that.
I wouldn't either.
That's not the way I want to remember things. And it's kind of the way I am for all funerals. For me, like the open casket thing is a no-go. I'd rather just remember people the way I remember them. And
when you're in a real treat for my funeral.
I think,
up and flying around is a whole different zone, huh?
But there's a difference between what your loved one looks like in an open casket and what that picture would have been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my grandfather had an open casket funeral, and he looked like my grandfather, and he looked great. You know, he was in a suit. He was fine.
Yeah.
But that's because people made him up. You know,
Yes.
They dressed him up. That's what the funeral home does. They did that work. When the when the person receives the body from the hospital or the morgue, that is likely a very different look, and that's not what you want to see.
And that's another good question for B-Dubs, honestly, but I don't know if it's shockingly different or if it would have been. But I didn't want to see that, and there was nobody, like C-Line said, being paid to like do any kind of makeup or presentation. And I said, you know what? I'll just take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Hopefully, you're being honest with me right now. I got tons of clips to play here today. Loaded up, man. Lots of good stuff to start some conversations. And we will get to that, I promise, plus more of your feedback. But when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Gwyneth Paltrow is defending her expensive vagina candle, while Guns N' Roses goes full troll on falling Axl. This week in Weird Priority List, Trump calls for an investigation of Kamala's celebrity endorsers. No word from Kid Rock. Plus, the letter of the day is N, apparently for Netflix and them saving Sesame Street. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast, and the heat is on today near record highs. I'm forecasting a high of 96. Our record for the day, 97, set back in 1908. Tonight down to the mid-70s, and for tomorrow, our Wednesday, more of the same, highs reaching the mid-90s. Our next rain chance holding off until Thursday with a 30% chance for some afternoon showers and storms. Any storms could be on the strong side. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is The Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, The Funny Bone welcomes Guy Torry May 23rd and 24th. Check our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms. And don't miss Guy Torry, May 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at orlandofunnybone.com. The Funny Bone Comedy Club at Point Orlando. We'll see you at the show.
The future is bright. RC Hill here. It's graduation season. This month, I'm helping people graduate from their old ride. I'll help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You can even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety picked and Yamaha sound system. Or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15.
Skull Mike Squad. Let me see if my iWalk is shipped. Track package. Ooh, still not shipped. Not yet. On the way soon. Guns N' Roses? Yep. Got it. Just tell me when you want it up. All right. YouTube. It's not that I'm ignoring Twitch. It's just that I'm saying hi to YouTube since they don't even get to be on Mega Chat right now. Folks in chat, what do you think? Oh, God. Look at it. I only got 2 minutes. Oh. Okay. Hi, Marla. Hey, how are you? Do you guys think Biden's cancer diagnosis was a cover-up? Where are we at on conspiracy-wise? Do we think Biden's cancer diagnosis was a cover-up? Or do you think legitimately no one knew and then now magically they know? Because they had to tell people at some point in time. I mean, it seems to me like I think some people knew. I think some people knew about this for at least the last couple of years. There's just no way that you would just find out like at the very last minute. Well, you're on a beeline for the worst possible outcome here, and we didn't find this out before. See Which says, I don't think it matters anymore. It does. Yeah, it absolutely does. If there was a cover-up to try to keep somebody in office, so like the people around Biden could wheel him around and shit, that definitely does matter. I don't know if that's the case, but I think it would be at least worth exploring who knew what about his health. Because I don't think he would have made it through this term if he would have won, and that would have been a catastrophe for us. That would have been bad. What do you think? Let us know. We're coming back. Here we go. Yep.
Distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 104.1.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the news.
What's happening in the world of entertainment and beyond on a Share This Show Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out with us today. And we're glad that you just give us a little bit of time. That's all we ask for. One day at a time, a couple hours, couple minutes even, all good with us. So thanks for being with us. Check out more about the show on thenewsjunkie.com. All right, it's time, friends.
Let's go.
Buckle up. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
If you're not, how else am I supposed to pronounce K-A-apostrophe-A-K? Cock is what I think it said.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, seems right.
Looks good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke weed every day. Hold up.
Hold up is right. First and foremost, look at this new pen I got.
Whoa.
Are those breasts?
Are they
Four
eyeballs?
to be exact. No, they're not
4
eyeballs,
boobs?
Sean.
Why is there a pen with 4 googly boobs
I
on
don't
the
ask
end of it?
questions. I say thank you for the gift. And that's it.
You know, the world of like, that's kind of like a fidget spinner, I think.
I don't know. I'm not. They're not soft.
Fidget spinner technology is really
Honestly,
evolved.
I think it's more of a weapon. If you can.
Oh, they're hard. It sounds kind of hard.
Yeah, it's very cold
Holy
in
cow.
I heard that's desirable for them to be hard.
What happens if the boss lady walks in there from iHeart and she sees you with the boob pen?
I guess I'll swallow it whole. I don't know what to tell you.
That's the first thing you thought of.
Or I'll be like, look at Sean limping around on the studio there by himself.
There does have to be a better strategy than just eating the pen. There's got to be something that will work better.
You know who works better? That mortgage guy, Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's his website, chock full of information for you. Very easy to navigate through when it comes to refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, reverse mortgages, HELOCs, expanding your business, or maybe starting your very first business. The most important part is that he's looking out for you. He's part of the Real Radio family. That means he's taking care of you and your family. Start the process today. Peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
They're very hard.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth. Those of you just
how
listening.
much did you pay for that? How much did you spend on the boob pen?
$0. I saw them at my favorite watering hole, and I said, can I have it? Because the guys are going to get a real kick out of it.
So you saw somebody using this pen.
No,
and
it was
you
in the cup
requested
holder. It was in the cup holder of the bartender pens. It was amongst a bunch of boring pens. And I said, I will trade one of my good pilots, 1 point, pen, and I would like one of these.
Yeah, but you can hear that thing. I mean, obviously that pen is going to be more expensive than whatever pilot pen you traded them for.
They didn't buy this. I don't know. I didn't ask questions. They just gave it to me. And I said, thank you. Here's
Don't
one
wave
of my
that around
pens.
in my face like that. It's very intimidating.
Does that mean you're horny?
No, it just means you're swinging those things around, man.
32 years ago, 1993, more than 80 million people watched the final episode of Guess It. 3, 2, 1.
MASH?
Go. No, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, what year? What year?
1993.
93?
No, 1993.
1993, Seinfeld.
No.
No, that's 98, 99.
Wings?
It's still one word.
Matlock.
Making your way.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You bet your butt.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic 32 years ago, 1993, where everyone knew your name, and that was the final episode. 80 million people watched that final episode. It makes it the second highest rated series finale ever, just behind MASH and ahead of Seinfeld.
It's crazy. You don't get 80 mil for much of anything anymore.
No, exactly. And everyone wants to show that off, but that's because what else were you doing? VHS?
The world.
There was no DVDs.
There wasn't even as many channels.
There wasn't even, satellite dish wasn't even really that prominent then in 93.
You could get those big satellite dishes
The
you could put in your
C-band.
yard. Yeah, but
That's what
there
my dad
wasn't as
had.
much on them. They were cool.
And what's also really cool is that we have apparently a hero amongst us.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not you, bud.
Because I'm disabled.
No, you're not.
Disabled veteran.
You don't even know how you did that.
Stop getting so distracted. Just finish your segment, okay?
You know what's distracting me?
What?
That's boob pen.
I'm telling you, somebody paid at least $30 for that.
And they gave it to someone who is a friend of mine at the bar. So
It's too high quality. It's a really nice product.
it doesn't write very well. This show right here has now been saved by Netflix, apparently.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street is right. And it will live on because they have struck that deal. Until recently, Sesame Workshop was in business with Warner Brothers Discovery. Under that deal, the episode wouldn't air on PBS until months after the debut on HBO and Max, soon to be HBO Max. Isn't this so confusing?
Yeah, they changed their names a lot, I
But
think.
now new episodes of Sesame Street will air on PBS the same day that it hits Netflix, everybody. It's going to begin its 56th season later this year, just like Sean in a couple days.
My personal take on all this stuff is PBS should just turn into like a C-SPAN thing. I don't want a bunch of people paid.
C-SPAN is awful.
I don't want people paid tax dollars for their opinions on PBS. I want it to be
It's brought to
fair
you by
stuff.
viewers like you. You have to
It
call
is.
and contribute.
It is, but it's very politically all in one direction. So I would like if it was more just general purpose stuff. I think Sesame Street seems like a very valuable product, and it makes more sense on Netflix to me, where all the other good stuff is like that.
Yeah, well, you know what's not going to make sense? Netflix raising the prices so that all the kids can watch
Well, don't they have Miss Rachel? Don't they have Miss? She's on Netflix, right?
Hello.
Yeah.
Or we just go back to the internet where we all belong as elder millennials, or as Sean, a boomer. Guns N' Roses, they have released a very wonderful comedic trolling of Axl. I've talked about, I'm guessing I've covered at least a couple of these, but he has taken some spills throughout the career.
True.
And now this 1 minute clip that they have just released on their official Instagram account, we have 14 in total of self-deprecation and a supercut that I say, thank you. Now hit it, Sean.
Can I play the audio on this?
I have no idea. So I can just... There's one.
Two. Falling again. 3.
He falls so much.
4.
How?
I'm telling you, that is super embarrassing. There's not much more embarrassing than falling on a stage in front of that many people.
Classic
I've
rock.
done it.
Oh, when?
Sabrina's done it.
Oh, I ate it so bad.
Both done it at big shows.
Yeah,
like that.
but I did go into a crybaby immediately. So a lot of people were not aware of what had happened.
I just started crying myself, actually.
Classic Rock magazine calculated that Guns N' Roses have played approximately 1,092 shows over the course of their career, which means that Axl has toppled during at least 1.28% of the band's concerts. And they just played a little bit of him falling. 14 falls to be exact.
That's a lot of falling.
That's a lot of falling. I'm surprised he's still walking, to be exact.
Yeah.
I keep saying to be exact. Gwyneth Paltrow, to be exact, is standing by her candle.
Apparently.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Love it, kid.
The vagina candle. The controversial vagina candle, $75, called This Smells Like My Vagina, during a Saturday appearance of the Mind Valley Manifesting Summit in L.A. Sounds like something I would never get to.
How much is that candle?
$75.
Oh, my God. It's only a little bit more. I think you bought this one, too, but we just, for a gift, got Courtney's parents the big Costco one.
I was literally on the to-do list to ask C-Lane to grab me another one. I loved it. I absolutely
You already finished it?
Yeah. I mean, that was long running.
I don't remember how long ago I got you that thing.
Oh, they go for a while.
Back.
Like, it's a serious bucket o' candle, and they do. I was really blown away. They smell pretty darn good.
They smell great, and if you're comparing prices to other candles they can get from Prime or, small businesses and not return them, it lasts much longer. Like, it's the best bang for your buck.
It's big.
As long as you have a friend named C-Lane who can get you the candle. Anyways, apparently they've discounted the $75 vagina candle, and they asked Winnie about it, and she simply said, "Go F yourself."
Damn.
Launched in honor of the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, the brand donated $25 from the sale of each of the vagina candles to the ACLU Foundation's Reproductive Freedom Project. So smell that freedom if you get a chance.
Hell yeah.
And finally, how do you pick the best karaoke song? I don't have time for this. I will.
Wait, you got time? Go ahead. This is your world.
Segue. What?
You would know about this. You have done karaoke gigs at multiple places. You would know about these answers.
Many a times. There's a list of tips that's now been released to choose your best karaoke song. Picking a nostalgic song that's your, quote, jam.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, what's your jam? 3, 2, 1, jam.
Cruel Summer.
C-Lane, 3, 2, 1, jam.
I have so many
Salty
jams.
Bomb.
Sure.
Yep. Going with the crowd pleaser, choosing something that's been stuck in your head lately, or perhaps just going to Sabrina and Angel's Sound Clash. The Orlando Fringe is currently happening, and this Friday, May 23rd, Rochester, you got plenty of time to get tickets. From 5 to 7, we're going to be at the Fringe Outdoor Stage. It's karaoke versus DJ, live games, giveaways, total music, mayhem, or just a real good time. And it's absolutely free. Only at the Orlando Fringe Festival. Real Radio's taken over. And so are Angel and myself. So more information is going to be on the Real Radio Instagram, my Instagram, at Sabrina Ambra, or Angel's if he accepts the collaboration. Follow your dreams, and me on Instagram, at Sabrina Ambra. And say it with me. America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. What is the sort of... What are the rules on accepting collaborations like that? Like, is it expected that you do it?
It would just help promote this if you did.
Yeah, because
sometimes you don't see it.
I fall
comes
into
through
that.
in a message.
Yeah, and then I'll find it. Like when I get tagged in one, I'll find the collaboration. What I feel like is too long of a distance later, and I go, oh, good. And then I just leave it, and it happens all the time. I feel bad about it, but I don't know what the correct way of
I don't
doing
either.
things
This is very new to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that our profiles share. I have a lot of your face on mine, and you have a lot of my face on yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that I don't really check on Instagram my messages or notifications or something. And every time I do,
Facebook.
Whenever
I'm so
Courtney
bad.
sees me, she's like, "What is going on? Why you have so many of these?" I'm like, yeah,
Sabrina's faces.
It's untenable. No, it's just messages galore. It's like every platform when I log into it, I haven't checked out any of that stuff. And,
And
there's
here's
too
the
many
thing
of
with
them.
me: I have no problem sending people stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't check anyone's messages, which is super rude, but I don't have time for it. I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
distracted.
All right. Now we know. All right.
You do the same thing. Did we not just have a common ground just now?
Yes. Why are you fighting? What are you talking about?
Where is your peg leg?
It's not here yet. It has not been shipped technically, but it's supposed to be here during the show today.
I will go pick it up myself.
It's allegedly going to be dropped off here, and then as soon as it's dropped off,
Allegedly. Boo yourself.
when it's dropped off, I will go from the disabled veteran that I am now to I'll be moving around. I'll be climbing
looking
upstairs.
Ridiculous, and I bet you're going to hurt yourself even more when you face plant.
I'm just looking forward to being a little more mobile. Mobile is my goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mobile was the case that they gave me.
Global.
And that's what I'm trying to go for. So we'll see what happens with that. That's coming up in a bit. I've got some more clips on the whole Biden diagnosis things that are interested.
I got some stuff for that too, because we have an actual oncologist who has chimed in on
I
some of
also
this
have
stuff.
something on that as well.
All right, okay.
No,
everybody's got stuff. We'll bring all our stuff together, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The 2025 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is happening now through May 26th. Learn how to fringe now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You won't be expecting many problems on the major roadways affecting your commute this afternoon, although there are some slowdowns to watch out for on I-4 through that Lake Mary Boulevard area. There's congestion between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. There's delays there. Traffic's piling up on the ramp from State Road 408 to I-4 westbound. Expect some slowdowns through the city. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. to restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now, 407-337-5569.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Dust off your boots because the Silver Spurs Rodeo is back. Join us May 30th and 31st at the Silver Spurs Arena for the largest rodeo east of the Mississippi River. Get ready for heart-pounding.
Let's go, Mike. How are you? Let's go, Mike. We can't see you. What do you mean you can't see me? What do you see? What do you see right now? Did it freeze again? It's frozen again? Are they saying it's frozen again?
Visit TrajanWealth.com to learn more. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front.
Let's go, Mike. Is it fixed? Is it fixed? And the lawn people are here. The landscapers are here too. Great. Yes, it's fixed? Yes? Okay, they're saying it's fixed. But that may just be, fixed like it was fixed last time and not a permanent solution. We'll see. Folks, keep an eye on the stream and let us know if it does that again. We're working on it. I can hear you.
MortgageGuyDon.com.
MortgageGuyDon.com.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? And start with that pool heater solar. It is awesome. I'm thrilled to say Solar Source, you can do the pay-as-you-go plan where you can save each month starting at just $99. Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984. Ask about the battery backup option to protect you during a storm season. It's Solar Source.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
West 2 News Sunrise, starting at 4:30 a.m. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
Accordingly, front row is a splash zone as per usual. And we'll get to that in just a moment here. You can join us. We'll work in some dispatches, the first ones of this Share the Show Tuesday in just a bit. The NFL, and I say this as a man who I'm not known to be a sports whiz. People often come down on me for my sports takes. They go, Sean, why are you even talking about this? You don't watch sports. And mostly you're right. I watch news. So if the sports crosses into the news, that's where it does become my territory a little bit. And I'll talk about these things. But as a layman in the sports world, you're going to have a hard time convincing me I'm wrong on this. I think the NFL is really screwing things up. I think the National Football League is really screwing things up. They keep changing rules to make everything worse. The whole kickoff situation with the rules they've changed there, where nobody can return a kickoff anymore. Everything's just touchback.
Wasn't it because people were getting really hurt? Or
I don't really care.
Okay.
I don't care. Come on. What is this, a kid's game? What's next? We're going to make sure people have gigantic gloves on when they box each other so nobody's brain gets scrambled. That's why George Foreman got a whole bunch of money, that in the George Foreman cooker thing. But that's why he got that money.
He's dead.
He got a bunch of extra cash. He lived a long, healthy life before that, I'm sure. The NFL is screwing up all these rules. And now the NFL has made 2 boneheaded decisions in a row. Here's number one. Number one is the NFL is working on, and they're about to this week, make a decision about the tush push and possibly ban that from the game. Which,
is that
if you don't know,
pooping?
No, that's like when you have all these short yardage situations and the quarterback lines up behind the center and then just pushes everybody forward and you go for a yard or whatever it is you get, a little tush push that moves forward. And now they're saying they're creating this proposal that would prohibit any offensive player from pushing a teammate who is lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. So they want to cut this down. They say that it's the Packers president, Mark Murphy, says it's bad for the game. We should go back to prohibiting the push of the runner. He doesn't want this anymore. There's no skill involved, yada, yada, yada. Trump says they should keep it. I like it. It's sort of exciting and different. So Trump has weighed in. He's into this as well.
Is there other things going on in the world?
No, this is it. This is the only thing. And the other dumb thing that the NFL is doing, and this is so lame and stupid, and it's really watering down football for me. They're about to make a decision on another thing, whether or not NFL players can compete in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
Why?
All right.
Is there American football in the Olympics?
Flag football. Flag football.
In the Olympics?
In the Olympics. And in 2028, when there's flag football, the NFL players want to participate and they want to get in the Olympics. And the NFL will have to rule on whether or not they're going to allow this. Flag football is plenty fun for some friends and like an intramural league and Thanksgiving outside with the boys. All these things, flag football or two-hand touch, all fine. But when you have NFL level players, if they're participating in the Olympics and playing flag football, that is lame. That is lame. It's embarrassing. You don't want to get everybody looking about things.
Adding flag football?
They've decided to add a lot of things. One of them that they're going to be adding is this flag football when it is added in 2028 for the Los Angeles Olympics. And
am I wrong in saying that they're getting rid of breakdancing after only 1 year?
Oh, no.
Are they? I didn't see that. Just see if you could back that up with anything. But they've been adding things. And some of the stuff that they've added is great. X Games stuff, yes. Add it. That's smart. That's a good move. Do it all you can. But as far as flag football, that's a little kid thing, mostly.
I played flag football, college.
Okay, well, a
Co-ed
super
league.
friendly thing, a school thing with intramural situations going on, okay. But for grown-ass adults in the Olympics, flag football is like a baby thing. It doesn't seem like it should be there.
What other countries have tackle football that are ready for the Olympics?
Not that many on the level that we have, so we'll probably dominate. But it just seems lame. Nobody's going to watch this. You should ban the NFL players from doing it because it makes the NFL look sad. Tell me where I'm wrong. Send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or send an email. tips@thenewsjunkie.com, sports friends. All right, back over to the Biden diagnosis stuff and whether or not it was a cover-up. I don't know if this is considered conspiracy territory or not, but I think there's a good chance if it is a conspiracy, it's true. The building idea that at least some people must have known that Biden had prostate cancer, and at least some people, especially his closest physicians, must have known that during his first term, he actively had prostate cancer. But I hear that this is true. I don't know. I'm always partial to you if you know more about this, correcting me. But from what I heard, if you are older, and Biden certainly is in that category. If you are older, let's say in your 80s or your 70s or something, and you end up getting prostate cancer, a lot of the doctors will go, don't worry about it. There's not a ton that we're going to do right now if they discover it very, very, very early. We're not going to put you on any kind of really intense treatments because you're 70 or 80 years old, and we're going to save that for people who are a little younger and healthier. So you're probably going to die of something else, right? I've literally heard that before. People saying if they diagnose you as a septuagenarian or an octogenarian in your 70s or 80s, that a lot of times they will go, hey, it's not great. It's a bad thing, but you'll probably die because of something else and not that. I don't know if that's the case or not, but my gut tells me that more people in the White House knew that this was going on, or at least the president's family knew that this was going on.
Are you saying in the sense of like the yearly checkups that are the results are made to the public? Because
something.
I mean, I certainly am aware of people who do not get things checked up on and end up with an awful diagnosis that was found too late.
Yeah, but he's the president. I don't even think you can do that. I don't think like you would be able to go, hey, I don't want any checks of any of this stuff. I think that you, as a president of that age, are just going to have that sort of medical scrutiny.
Yeah, but you could say no, can you not?
I don't know. I'm sure you can. You probably have the autonomy to say no to medical stuff if you're the president. But it felt a lot to me and I think other people like at the end of the Biden term and this seeking of the next one, Like there was some people in his family and otherwise who wanted to usurp power and keep Biden in office and be like a shadow presidency. We'll push him around. We'll move him from place to place, but we won't tell people where his brain's at, scrambled, or where his health's at, not good, cancer in his bones. The stuff doesn't just pop up overnight. So I don't think that's crazy. If that was true, I would not be very surprised that there was people in the White House who knew well and good that Biden was doing even worse, that he had cancer. Here's Trump talking about this.
Do you want to respond to President Biden being diagnosed with cancer? Are you going to call your predecessor?
I think it's very sad, actually. I'm surprised that it wasn't, the public wasn't notified a long time ago, because to get to stage 9, that's a long time. I just had my physical. You saw that. You saw the results of that particular test. I think that test is stage.
It's not stage 9.
No, he's also not going to answer the question at all.
It's a category of the type of cancer that he has.
The Gleason scale, yeah.
Yeah, the Gleason scale is 9 out of 10 that Biden has.
To pretty much anybody getting a physical, good physical. We had the doctors at the White House and over at Walter Reed, which is a fantastic hospital. I did a very complete physical, including cognitive tests. I'm proud to announce I aced it. Got them all. I got them all right.
Got them all.
You proud of me? Yes. Your husband would be proud of me for getting them all right. It's a little risk. If I didn't get them all right, these people would be after me. It would be.
That's what I feel like right now with Courtney. If I hop to the refrigerator, I'm like, "You proud of me?
Are you proud of me?
Yeah, you proud of me? I made it to the refrigerator."
The original question being, are you going to reach out and about his diagnosis?
Let's see if he circles back, because he does like to do. That's his trick, right? The circle back.
Situation. But I think, frankly, anybody running for president should take a cognitive test.
That's all I've got. He's going on cognitive tests now. I think that he's sent public messages out on behalf of him and Melania. They were, I think, correct and nice. Should he call Biden? Let's be real. You think Biden really cares about getting a call from Trump? Like, hey, man, sorry about your cancer. I think
it's more about the dance around of the actual question. He goes, it's sad as far as any relation to that question, and then talks about his own cognitive tests.
Yeah, but his answer on Truth when he first posted this was like, we hope a speedy recovery, which ain't going to happen. Sorry. There's not even being negative. He's just not, there won't be a recovery. He's in his 80s. It'll be about how long he can stretch this out. And I hope he can stretch it out as long as possible. I hope that he lives another 10 years stretching this out. But it's just not realistic. But I thought his posts were good, at least, or normal. They weren't unhinged and deranged like some of these other people. J.D. Vance answered this, but he's on a plane. I don't know how much I can hear of him. Listen.
Speaking of Joe Biden, sir, do you have any thoughts on his diagnosis?
Yeah, look, I mean, first of all, of course, we wish the best for the former president's health.
All right.
And, it sounds pretty serious, but hopefully he makes the right recovery. Look, I will say, whether the right time to have this conversation is now or at some point in the future, we really do need to be honest about whether the former president was capable of doing the job. And that's no... that you can separate the desire for him to have the right health outcome with the recognition that whether it was doctors or whether there were staffers around the former president, I don't think he was able to do a good job for the American people. And that's not politics. That's not because I disagree with him on policy. That's because
he's saying well, basically, we want to know if he was being pushed forward and when he wasn't in a medical position to continue on being the president.
But that's in the past. Is there anything that we could do about this now? Like, why is this still...
It is now, but that's only because finally there was a bunch of people who said, okay, even though we've been pretending for a while that everything's okay, and it wasn't even for this issue, it was for another issue, we'll now say that Biden's not fit to run again. It was only because of that last-minute push that we even ended up where we were, and that wasn't even about what clearly was another health issue that he was having, which is the cancer. So there was a secondary thing here. So yes, you can say, like, why does it matter now? He's not the president. He's not in the White House, and he wasn't. But it was only because of like a last-minute fluke decision that any of this is the way it is. Otherwise, he could very well have won the election, been in the White House, and been president right now, not being able to even finish out his second term.
And then what?
And then you would have an even bigger issue. But
we're
we need
doing
to make
like
sure
if and we're doing the ifs and whens and more on the if side versus we are here in the present day, and that seems to be all that the current administration is talking about is, well, now we know what would have happened. They won the election. Trump is the president right now. So
I don't know if it's all they're talking about. It's what the questions that they're getting at the moment are about this, because obviously it's
that's all they seem to be answering.
Big story of the moment. And I don't know if that's the issue. But for me, when I look at this, so I could be as clear as possible here, I worry, as I said previously, that the office of the physician for the president is compromised. I don't think that they are being honest with the American public anymore. I think that they are giving the presidents, no matter who they are giving the presidents the grand bill of health that they know they want back. And now it's seen as like a political thing. You can't even say like, well, actually, Joe Biden is showing signs of this, or President Trump isn't in perfect health, or what. I think that it's a political thing now, and
right.
that we shouldn't have somebody who's political as the president's physician. We should have somebody completely apolitical,
or maybe like a panel of doctors.
Maybe I would be fine with that, but I would want something that like I can trust, that we as an American public can go, well, we know the health of the person that's in charge of all of these things. The Silent Coda says it's an issue now because a lot of people lied then. There's no doubt that people were lying or greatly exaggerating things before. But the biggest question is, did they know anything about this? There was all this really weird stuff. You remember after the debate when Biden failed miserably and Jill Biden, his wife, who wants people to call her a doctor, she was going, you did such a great job. You did such a fantastic job.
You did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all
Congrats.
Okay, do we know, though, like that the prostate cancer diagnosis is a tie-in to his cognitive abilities?
No, that's not necessarily tied in. It could be. I'm saying that there are two issues here. One was the cognitive abilities that they were definitely covering up until now. People in the media and people working for the White House. And I think there's a good likelihood that there was a second thing going on, because we know any doctor who knows about this will tell you, any doctor who knows about this will absolutely agree that this isn't something that happened last week.
No.
It is not just now that all of a sudden a cancer that's advanced this far in Joe Biden has existed. It has been around probably for 5 or more years.
As far as the physical exam they get every year, is that something that would be tested? And how was it tested?
If it's not,
once you get, when it comes to this prostate cancer, which seems to be a death sentence anytime, is the symptoms come up when it's too far gone. When you're at that stage, there are the early stages
I don't
in
think
which
that's the case.
That is what I read up. So if you don't think it's the case, if you want to look it up,
explain to me what you're saying, because I don't. Go ahead and tell me what you're saying.
The stage that he is in, and this
Stage
type
4,
of prostate cancer, is that the symptoms when it comes to physical and what you're feeling and where it's looking is that those symptoms don't come up until it's way too far gone.
I don't know that that's true. I think that with prostate cancer, they would have absolutely, if they did a proper exam, noticed this when he first had it.
Now, is that part of the presidential exam?
I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if there is any rigid structure to what they're supposed to do as the presidential exam, but I will say unequivocally, it absolutely should be for all male presidents. I would say unequivocally, this absolutely should be something.
Basically, just to say that, hey, you're at a certain age where we don't give prostate exams, but since you're the president, we should just throw this one in there so we're all cut and dry.
Yeah, I mean, I get why guys are hesitant to want to do this kind of stuff.
Because it makes you gay.
I get why you might not want it. It's like an invasive thing, but it's tiny compared to a lot of the medical stuff that women do. Well, yeah, that version of it is too. But I just think that we deserve to know about the actual real world health condition of our president. I don't think we did it all with Biden. I think that was a terrible thing. And I don't think we do now, honestly. I think that it has become political. And for me, that's a no. That's a bad thing. All right, we'll see what you think about this. Lots of dispatches coming in. We got a situation unfurling in a bathroom, believe it or not. That'll pop up in a story when we come back. We'll explore that and see what's going on. We'll also hear from you and an Australian man. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
She's a navigator. It's ingrained in her. She knows this.
This man needs a GPS to find the clitoris.
What? Did anybody bring mushrooms?
Shut up.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident on I-4 eastbound before US 192. There's traffic piling up on the ramp from State Road 408 westbound, I-4 eastbound. Expect some congestion there. Traffic slowing down once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike northbound, I-75 northbound due to an accident there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is The Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, The Funny Bone welcomes Guy Torrey May 23rd and 24th. Check our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full.
Go, Mike! Oh, Scoback, hang on, I'm coming. Okay. All right. We good. CNJ Forge says a doctor can't say anything specific or negative about a specific patient? What? Of course they can. With a presidential health checkup, they absolutely can, and they do. Space Nut says prostate cancer is not a death sentence. No, not for young people. Flats Fisherman says, I'm so over politics. This shouldn't be political. It's been made political by people who for the last 2 to 3 years said everybody was crazy, said Biden was fine, there was no problems, and they were all lying. You could deal with that or not, but they were lying about that. Sammy Scam, it's not HIPAA law if it's the president's fitness test. It's public. Punk Rock Show says, Jesus, dude, are you going to see a doctor? If I have no improvement tomorrow, I will probably go see the doctor. Why doesn't Sean use the Mo chair to roll to skull mic? I tried that yesterday, and the Mo chair got caught on the Secret Shows rug. So it didn't allow me to go any further. Flat says, your chat makes it political at the News Junkie. That's because this doesn't need to be political, but there's a lot of people who supported Joe Biden who for 2 to 3 years were like, he has a stutter, everything's fine. When the dude was losing it mentally, his capacity mentally was fading fast. And instead of just dealing with reality, they wanted to create a whole team of people that just wheeled him around and stuff. And if you can't come to terms with that, you keep playing a pretend world, fine. But I think we should be open about this no matter who's the president. And now it's not about the cognitive stuff, but now it's like we should pretend that he didn't have this for the last 5 years, including his first term in office. Doctor's going to say it's gout? Maybe not. Do see a doc if it gets too bad. From what I could tell, like, this is the worst point for me. It's supposed to be 72 hours out. I just want to, like, go over the hill and start getting better so I can walk a little bit more. Because I go for a 2.5 mile walk every day, and when I can't do it, I get real mad. Landscape crews here. Because why wouldn't they be? Mary says they sure lost time to nominate a new running Democrat. Well, that's very true. They could have had a full-on process. They could have had primaries and everything in a legit way. But here we are. Oh! Question, chat. Question. Ready? Question. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to film in a public bathroom or locker room? Is it wrong to film in a public bathroom or locker room? What do you think? Yes or no? Wrong to film in a public bathroom or locker room? Yes? Yes? Why are you against my hobby? Yeah? That's what the next story's about. But we got to get into the details, the nitty gritty. We'll see what you think about this. We'll get geared up for jury duty. Depends. Yes, expected privacy. I think if you expect privacy anywhere, it would be the bathroom and the locker room. But then again, you could say the NFL and other sports leagues, they until recently used to do interviews right in the locker room as people were changing and stuff. Right? So, I mean, there's at least some history where people were fine with filming in locker room. Here we go.
At Solid Bite, use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Sarah Jessica Parker almost walked away from Sex and the City. She talks about that and a lot more on Are You a Charlotte? Plus, Snoop Dogg spills about his inauguration performance backlash, and trust me, he's got a lot of things to say about it with The Breakfast Club. And Aubrey O'Day, Diddy's former protege, joins Amy Robach and TJ Holmes for exclusive coverage of the trial that's gripping the nation.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
We'll get to this Australian man who has made a statement about the economy that I think is very interesting. We got a ton of clips to play. We got a lot more on the way. And you can learn more about the show on a Share the Show Tuesday over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, Sabrina C-Lane, question for you. It's two-pronged, so let's start with the first part. And tell me where you're at on this. Number one, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Is it ever okay to record some video in a public restroom? Is it ever okay?
Of myself or of somebody else?
Just generally speaking, if somebody has their camera out and they're recording video in a public restroom, should that be seen as off limits, out of bounds? This is a private place here.
Imagine if this is a yes or no question. I'm going to go with the no part of it.
Oh, if it's a yes or no question, I would say yes. You could find a situation in which that would be appropriate.
Give me one.
There's many situations in which it's inappropriate. But for example, if there was somebody who had in a public restroom installed some sort of hidden camera device where they were doing inappropriate recording, and I found it, I think it would be highly appropriate for me to pull out my phone and start taking some video of it, go, look what I found here. Is that evidence that there's stuff going on?
Other than for evidence to prove that someone else is doing the unthinkable, recording people in the bathroom, is there any reason to do this? And the answer is probably just in a very simple way, no. Like, you should not be taking out your camera and recording people in a bathroom, in a public bathroom. Why? Because it's a place where you think you're getting privacy. It's not a place where you think that you're going to be on display, that you would be videotaped. You have the reasonable expectation of privacy in the bathroom if you have it anywhere. If you have that expectation anywhere, you have it in the bathroom. People in public will be like, you can't film me. You're not allowed to film me. That's ridiculous. That's brain dead. But if you're in the bathroom, like let's say somebody was trying to confront another person and they're filming them in the bathroom, I think that's off limits. I don't think you should be able to do that. That brings us to question number 2.
Well, what if you think that person's going to escalate this confrontation to something physical
and you're doing it for your safety?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. But generally speaking, you shouldn't be recording video in the bathroom. The locker room. Is the locker room different, or do all the rules that apply?
Historically, yes. They put cameras in the locker room all the time.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's professional athletes. You're talking about in a Planet Fitness or something?
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, I think that's a place where people change and they're without clothes on, possibly just in a state in which they do not want to be filmed and could be in the background. I don't think that's an appropriate place to have cameras.
If there's a room where you have mutually agreed with other people in this place that you will be able to strip down and change and get naked, you are all mutually agreeing that nobody is going to be videotaping anybody else. It's just like part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that opens the door for this discussion. This is why I was talking about this. This is in Virginia where this went down. And this is from 7 News, WJLA. They say last week, 7 News' Nick Manock broke the story that a school was investigating 3 young men who were videotaped inside the boys' locker room at Stonebridge High School. The video was shot by a person who's a biological female that uses the boys' facilities, they said. And this is permitted under their school policy. The boys' parents insist that they did nothing wrong and are demanding to know why their sons are being investigated when the student who shot video in the boys' locker room, which clearly violates school policy, is not facing the same scrutiny. So as basic as we can get, somebody who is a biological woman was in the men's bathroom and was filming the men in there. And the men who were in the bathroom are, I guess, getting investigated and not that person.
So the men, were they doing something wrong?
Well, let's go. Let's watch the footage.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can learn here. This is ABC 7. Let's see what they show in this report. This is the video footage. I can't tell what's going on yet. Now the camera is covered, whatever's going on. Oh, unless it's possible. Audio? It's possible that they've just censored this out because they didn't want to show the audio.
What I saw was those 3, and maybe, unless this is a different story, they're posing in front of the mirror, but in a way that it's clear the person behind them that is fully nude.
Oh, I don't think this is the same story. No, I don't believe so. And unless I'm wrong here. Here's the end of it.
Oh, definitely not the same.
All right, this is just them all being filmed inside this like locker room area by whoever had the camera here. And the story says the female student turns on her camera and walks into the boys' locker room at the high school. Most of the video is dark, but you can hear locker room sounds and boys' voices.
Oh, so yeah, she was more getting audio than video.
Yeah. Like it looks like it might have been in a pocket. I don't know that, but my guess would be something like that is happening. Somebody says, there's a girl in here. There's a girl? 30 seconds later, why is there a girl? I'm so uncomfortable. There's a girl in the bathroom. A female, bro, get out of here, a boy responds. The parents of the boys say they were having a conversation amongst themselves and not with the female student. That's when the female student appears to take the phone out of her pocket and aims the cameras at the boys in the locker room with the shower area and bathroom in the distance. Shortly after that, the video ends. There are 3 audio reactions when the boys' names are being spoken. They refuse to give a copy of the video to the 3 boys who are being investigated, yada, yada, yada. So I think
the video's on the news now. Does that even matter?
Well, I think the reason why this is a little bit strange here is the biological female who's in the men's bathroom is saying, I identify as male, and therefore by school policy, I'm able to be in this bathroom. And they were questioning why there was a female in the men's bathroom. And they're saying, you're using this footage to say that we did something wrong when this footage should have never been recorded to begin with, because you shouldn't be recording in the locker room. That's the argument, I think, that's on display here.
Were they in fear of their safety? Because at that point, is that their word against the 6 or some odd dudes that were in the locker room?
You talk about the person who filmed this? Were they in fear of their safety? I don't know.
The trans man?
The person just saying, like, hey, there's a woman in the boys' bathroom, that doesn't feel like, I know, it doesn't feel like a threat or anything to me. It just feels like they're calling something out.
Different for them.
Yeah, I don't care necessarily what individual people think. Like,
I mean, it's the reason why we're bringing up the story. Is it not?
Not really. Not to me. So somebody could say they feel threatened at anything. For instance, the story about the track meet kid. He said that he felt threatened and that he thought he was able to respond by stabbing and killing this other person at this high school track and field event, right? I don't care if the one person thinks that they were in the right to do something or that their life or whatever was in danger. I care about if it's reasonable to think that.
There's no footage from that incident. So we're just taking everyone's word for it.
You don't know that. There is no public footage from that incident that we've seen yet. But in this case, you're just not supposed to record in the bathroom to begin with or in the locker room, which I think we've established is pretty much the same thing. And now the person who filmed people in the bathroom and in the shower area, they're not even in trouble at all. Like, they're not even being investigated. But the boys who were in the boys' bathroom saying that there was a female in the boys' bathroom, those are the guys being investigated here. This says Loudoun County Public Schools absolutely failed these children, every single one of them, including the complainant, and they need to take ownership of it. I have a daughter that's in high school as well, and if there was a male videotaping her in the locker room, I would have issues. If it's my son, then there's a female in the locker room videotaping. I also have issues. I think this is an invasion of their privacy, they're saying. And maybe we're missing something. Let's see if there's anything in this report.
Last week, 7 News' Nick Minogue broke the story that Loudoun County Public Schools is investigating 3 young men who were videotaped inside the boys' locker room at Stonebridge High School. That video was shot by a female student who uses the boys' facilities because she identifies as male. The boys' parents want to know why their sons are being investigated, while the student who shot the video in the locker room, which violates school policy, is not facing the same scrutiny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're going to have more than this. And I didn't listen to the whole video that was recorded, so it's possible there was like something additional going on, but it's not mentioned in the story at all. If they're saying, whoa, there's a girl in the boys' bathroom, and to them the person appears to be a female, that doesn't seem to be something that they should be in trouble for, in my opinion. I think it's more important that you not be filming in those locations, and especially in like a bathroom or locker room, because that's big time expectation of privacy. Well, who do you think was in the wrong here? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your dispatch right now. We'll get to this Australian. We'll get to big jury duty update, including Diddy in the case there. There's a new witness that's on the stand today. Why? What are they saying? What's going on? We're keeping track of what's happening in this trial to see if we can predict what's going on here, and we shall find out. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
It's tournament time in college baseball as Florida takes on South Carolina in the first round of the SEC tournament tonight. Florida State is a double bye in the ACC tourney and opens Thursday. UCF did not make the Big 12 tourney. NFL news in Jacksonville. The Jaguars kicked off OTAs yesterday with quarterback Trevor Lawrence praising the energy of rookie Travis Hunter. And hockey tonight, game one of the Eastern Finals. The Panthers visit Carolina. I'm Matt McCoy.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. As a credit union created for the military community, Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experience at...
Turn the mic on. Okay. You gotta stop fighting with people in public.
He saw me.
Yeah, he saw you. You wanted him to see you. Did he cut you off?
Yeah, he cut me off with a trailer.
Were you in the street?
I was on the side of the road.
But were you in a place where pedestrians are supposed to be?
Pedestrians, he should have let me walk forward, but instead he turned in front of me with a trailer, therefore making his whole turn longer.
Did you stick your middle finger up?
No, I gave him a thumbs up and a nasty face.
That's better, actually. I think that's better than doing the middle finger.
I wouldn't do a middle finger. Well, I have.
Yes, you would, and you have. You told me before.
No, what?
You're out there getting all angry.
I'm not angry.
Not right now, you're not, but you were when you encountered that guy. What are you doing? Checking yourself? Yeah, it's because it's hot out there.
I'm going to go to Total Wine. Can I get sushi?
Yes. What are you getting? What's a Total Wine?
Marijuana.
Oh, THC drinks? Okay.
You still have some tap water. Do you want to try something different?
Can you see if there's like a Moscow Mule type thing?
There is, but it's very low in alcohol percentage. I can see if there's any higher ones.
Can just see if you can see something in it that you think I might like to try. It's no big deal. If you don't find anything, don't worry about it.
Okay. And then I'm going to go to Publix. So you need pretzels?
Yeah, I'll take some pretzels if you don't mind. Is my eye walk here?
No.
No? Are you purposely keeping it away from me so I don't get mobile?
No.
Can I tell you? This is feeling a little bit like, what's the Kathy Bates movie?
Misery?
Misery? This is feeling a little bit like Misery.
I didn't beat you.
Are you miserying me?
I didn't beat you.
Where you're trying to make it so I can't leave?
You're not ever leaving.
I am leaving. Oh, my foot is so bad today. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I know you are. I'm just kidding. Okay, drive safe, please.
Okay.
See you later, alligator.
Do you want any sushi?
No, unless they have a sushi donut.
I don't think they do.
They don't. I don't think. I want a sushi donut so bad, though. It's my favorite thing.
I think there's one in Maitland. But...
No, don't worry about it. I'll be fine with my sticky rice and chicken. All right. Bye. Love you. See you later.
Oh,
What? Yeah. It's code. We're talking code.
Water's working.
Oh, is it? It's back on. Is it same pressure and everything? It's good?
I don't know. I just checked the sink.
Okay. Just check to see if the pressure seems the same.
Okay.
Coming back, everybody. Coming back.
Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service. If you're in the market for a sedan or SUV, we've got the perfect Kia for you. Tariff-free and in stock now. Drive home a new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 per month for 36 months with zero due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Include $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
Including attorneys say the darndest things. This attorney making a real boneheaded decision, but
that sounds fun.
It's a bad move. It's a bad move when you're an attorney to be in public and just make an embarrassing statement, but sometimes it happens. So we'll get into that in jury duty here in just a moment. You can always catch up with the show if you miss something, and there's always something to miss. You can catch up with the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com, or you can watch the video stream afterwards over at thenewsjunkie.com. Look in the featured section. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Where's my eye leg? I demand my eye leg.
I walk.
I walk. My eye walk is not here. I demand it. And let me just check in. Don't show this, but I just want to track and see if it's
Where's
at shipped.
Peg?
Oh, it's at shipped, and it's headed towards out for delivery.
Oh, we're not going to get it in time.
It might be tomorrow on the show that I'm putting that into play.
Tomorrow we start the show, and magically you're just eye walking around.
Yeah, you'll know if I'm really strutting my stuff during the first segment of the show tomorrow. You'll, oh wow, look, he's really moving around again. Those kind of things will be just common on the show, I would believe. Jury duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you are in an accident, you probably need an attorney. And reach out to the one that's done this many times before and is ready to fight the greedy insurance companies with you. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Attorneys say the darndest things. In Charleston, South Carolina, a Charleston personal injury attorney, he's the Mo of Charleston, South Carolina, I guess, was arrested last week after police say the attorney was downtown yelling at the top of his lungs without any clothes on, which is recommended against. William McLeod Jr., let's look him up. Can we find his attorney website? I'm sure William McLeod Jr., 53, was charged with public disorderly conduct and booked at the detention center. An incident report says
his mugshot is something.
An officer was nearby, and the attorney was wearing only his underwear and shoes during the incident. Officers tried to identify him, but McLeod reportedly told police that he was Superman and God. Those were the things that he was saying.
Super God.
Over and over and over again. And we know that he's probably not Superman or God. He's this guy right here, this attorney I'm looking at. That's the dude.
He looks familiar. Like there's an actor that looks kind of like him.
He does. I could see. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he would be some second-rate actor in a movie.
He's part of the McLeod Law Group.
All right.
And he looks like he goes by W. Mullins McLeod Jr.
W. Mullins McLeod Jr.
Very Law and Order.
Third-generation lawyer in South Carolina, a fearless trial lawyer, and dedicated victims' rights advocate.
All right. And also fan of some sort of stimulant, it might appear. I don't know. It just looks like that's the case. And because they couldn't identify him and because he was screaming out that he was Superman at the top of his lungs in his underwear, they placed him under arrest. He continued to yell about vague historic events as well as people in his life. And he reportedly refused to exit the vehicle, saying he wanted to sleep inside. His eyes were extremely bloodshot and highly dilated at the time.
Very
Just trying to have a
historic
good
events.
time. Yeah, it doesn't say much more about that. What historic events were these that he was bringing up over and over?
So weirdly enough, they did not include this in the McLeod Law Group's in the news portion of their website.
Might be next month. We don't know.
Yeah, he was indeed in the news, though, just for the record. The Diddy trial, the update. Today's witnesses are expected to include an alleged escort known as the Punisher.
Yeah.
As well as Cassie Ventura's mother may take the stand today, which I'm sure will be emotional. Former Diddy assistant David James took the stand for the prosecution. He testified that he remembered interviewing to be Diddy's assistant at the Bad Boy Entertainment HQ on Broadway. They said at the time there was a photo on the wall, and one of the employees said, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom, and we're all here to serve it." James told the jury about what he said were demanding hours, the weapons Diddy had and his staff had, and about them smoking cigarettes. He said, "Man, this lifestyle is crazy." And Cassie said to him, "I can't get out. You know, Mr. Combs oversees much of my life. He controls my music career. He gives me an allowance." So that was the statements from this guy. He says he was called the Punisher, and that was his role in some of this. And they're on the stand there today talking in this case. So again, their biggest problem is they've got to prove racketeering, they've got to prove coercion, they've got to prove that this was all force, and not just that somebody was being evil, which I think Diddy is an evil guy. I find him to be an evil guy. Whether you can prove that he's guilty of these crimes is different, but we shall see as we head on to another day in court. Also, we've got, let's see, what else did I have? Oh, you remember we talked about the IVF bombing?
Yeah.
Yes, in California. And this weirdo nut job who is saying that your parents don't get consent from you for you to be born, so therefore it's an act of violence on you. And people being alive is worse than being dead, so you're doing something nice for those people by killing them, if you could do it in some quick and humane way, I guess. But that guy who died, or who was in the car bomb attack, his father called up or was interviewed by KTLA, I believe, and his father was talking about things that his kid had done when he was young and before this. Let's listen into KTLA.
Officials confirmed the clinic was closed and all embryos remained secure. The FBI discovered a disturbing online manifesto and audio recordings possibly linking Barkis to extremist anti-life views. In the recording, a man says, "I'm angry that I exist," and targeted the fertility clinic due to opposing in vitro fertilization.
"I'm angry that I exist" is such a weird place to be.
It'd be a great emo song back in the day.
How do you argue with that person?
I don't know.
I can't argue with this. If somebody goes, "I'm angry that I exist," I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I know that the solution is not harming anybody else. It's not you harming any other person as if you're doing something sweet. No, I want to hear from his dad, though.
Going on to say the end goal was, quote, "to sterilize this planet of the disease of life." The suspect's father, Richard, who lives in Yucca Valley, says he hadn't seen or talked to his son for more than a decade. After he divorced his wife, they became estranged. He was devastated to learn from a family member that his son died in the blast and is now implicated in this terrorist attack. Richard described him as a good, smart child who was a follower, easily influenced by others, with a childhood history of setting fires. At 9 years old, he had burned down their family home playing with matches.
All right, so I think we kind of know what we're getting into here.
Just a little bit.
At 9, he burned down his family home. He burned down the family house, the guy who blew up his car at this IVF.
Because he was watching that Beavis and Butthead again.
Could have been.
TP.
So Pops was well aware that something had gone wrong. Here he is.
But he'd never imagined this type of behavior.
What my wife, what my daughter knows, I really don't know. But they had to see a change in them. They don't just go off like that and nobody sees a change.
Maybe. He says they had to see a change in him.
A change. That is wood panels.
He's a
we have
single
not seen
man.
since 1980.
I got to tell you, single men often live a very embarrassing life. Just in terms of the way their houses.
I still got laid, so you.
All right, that's fine. I'm just saying, a lot of times this guy's not alone. It takes a woman's touch, I think, oftentimes to make the house a home. Oh, God, we are way behind. We got to get to an update about the Reddit community where that guy came from. I've got, we've got a lot. We got this Australian guy that I keep talking about. A lot more. It's all coming up next in the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's pretty mellow on most of the major roadways. You won't be expecting any problems, although on I-4 there's still some slowdowns through that Lake Buena Vista area, and keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways eastbound near US 192. Traffic's slowing down on I-75 northbound once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Yeah, we're not even going to pretend. This is a straight-up bribe. We're talking $1,000 in your hand. Use the cash to pay off that credit card you forgot about. Take a trip or buy some indica dominant hybrid known for its body-numbing effects. Because weed is legal in Florida, right? Anyway, bottom line, we want you to listen to Real Radio, and you want money. So here's the deal. 13 keywords a day. Enter them at realradio.fm, and here is the important part. Answer your phone if we call. We're shameless. You're broke. Let's do this. This national contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this Air France radio message. Craving an unforgettable destination where culture, history, architecture, romance, and the excellence of French gastronomy all meet? With Air France, Paris and all its delights have never been closer. From May 21st, make the most of our new Orlando International Airport nonstop flights to Paris. Elegance is a journey. Air France. See conditions on airfrance.us.
Future health, weight loss.
Want to try Ozempic but can't stand needles? You need to try oral semaglutide. It has the same active ingredient as Ozempic, but without the painful injections. Get access to oral semaglutide right now at futurehealth.com. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Future Health makes it easy and affordable to gain access to weight loss meds like oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for only $3 a day, all from futurehealth.com. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Plus, the best part? You don't need insurance or have to go to a doctor's office. Just a quick, easy process all online. Get the best results at the best price with Future Health. Take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, get approved, and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite. Life-changing dentistry.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Brought to you by Fairwinds Credit Union. Up for grabs is the ultimate backyard from Orlando Backyard Living. Win a roof from Eustace Roofing, solar from Solar Source, a cooling system from Mills Air, or a whole house filtration system from Pure Touch Water Filters. Get more details and enter all 5 of these contests at realradio.fm/contests.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio 104.1.
Home of the world famous Game of Magnets. This is the new.
Show Tuesday. Hit that like button if you're watching over on YouTube. And if you're not, well, that's fine too. Just tell somebody about the actual show. Go, hey, here's a show I've been listening to. I think you might like it too. It's at thenewsjunkie.com. On the IVF story, one of the interesting updates was that Reddit had banned the subreddit that shared the views of this guy, like this anti-humanity thing.
What was it
Before
called?
or after?
After. It was the actual...
a particular name, I thought.
Ephilism is one of them, but antinatalism is another one.
That's what it was.
They're against, and by the way, ephilism, if you don't know what that is, it's life backwards. It's the word life, E-F-I-L, backwards, ephilism. And these people are antinatalists that think that people should not procreate. Pro-mortalists go beyond the fact that they think either for the sake of the climate and climate change, doomerism and all this stuff, or sometimes because there's no consent in somebody being born. That's just
That's how it all works, my guy.
How the science and biology of it works. You can't get consent for your child before they're born. It's not the way things work. But the pro folks here, the antinatalist folks, or the folks that would be a little bit further on in this thought process.
Well, antinatalism on Reddit is not shut down.
They're up,
but
so
the one that is different.
That one
Has
is
not been aborted, you mean?
Ephilism, and then the other one is people who are pro-mortalists. They advocate for death in all forms under the theory that because life is suffering, life in itself is suffering, it's ethical to end your own and even those around you in the process. Some pretty poisonous ideology, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's bad. That's every bit as bad as like radical Muslim terrorists who think if they kill themselves, they get a whole bunch of virgins in the afterlife.
It's
even
just
if they
that kind of stuff. I wonder, how do you get there? And what is it like when you wake up in the morning is that your 24 hours or your 12-hour day? Is just like, how am I going to make sure that everyone around me knows that they didn't consent to be here? And
that's what happens on those subreddits. That's why I know people don't agree with this, but that's fine. I think that Reddit is the world's largest hate site. It is the place where...
You don't think Twitter?
No, I think Reddit is a larger hive for hate and
I think Reddit organizes it better.
Harassment, targeting of various people is so rampant and prominent on Reddit with... I don't know how much you guys are familiar with anti-fan communities and that sort of stuff, but Reddit allows anti-fan communities. So let's say it's a YouTuber or a radio show or whatever. They pop up these communities where the whole thing is about hating on this thing and working together to bring about the downfall of it. And it's harassment, and it's fine as far as Reddit is concerned because it's page views, it's ad revenue, it's all of these things. And even though Reddit has gotten a lot of heat over the years, there were certain incredibly hateful subreddits that went allowed to operate for the longest time. Fat people hate was one of them, but that's just one tiny example. There was a lot of these mega hate-filled subreddits where they said, well, it's a free speech.
Brought all the haters together.
Yeah, it did.
Same was said about 4chan or 8chan and probably some other websites that will not hit the mainstream or become part of a news story until 5 years from now.
I think that Reddit is worse than 4chan. I do. I think that Reddit is worse than 4chan in as much as people gather there with like-minded thought processes and then radicalize in these chambers, and then they're very much okay with bad things happening to other people and helping to make that happen to them. I've just seen it far too much, and they don't care. They won't care unless they ever get major pushback. They'll let all these groups go, and I think what they're doing is harassment to a lot of people. Now, what these people are doing is this very fine line where I want people to be able to espouse ideas like this. I want there to be antinatalist people, even though I think they're absolutely dumb. But here we are. I mean, it just leads to some of these very bad outcomes, and I don't know what to do about that necessarily. All right, let's get to a couple of clips here. Let's give you some updates on things. Here's Trump talking to the press. I guess this didn't go well. He was mad about somebody in the press corps. Let's see how this went.
Andy Harris said that you didn't adequately convince enough people to vote for the House Freedom Caucus.
You mean after this speech?
After this speech, that's what
you said. I think so. Well, what do we see at the voters? I think it was a great talk. It wasn't a speech. We talked about things. Who do you work for?
Notice.
Who?
Notice.
I don't even know what the hell that is. Get yourself a real job.
He said, get yourself a real job. It sounded like he said notice or no. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Let's see if we can find out what media outlet this guy was saying that he worked with. Here.
Great talk. It wasn't a speech. We talked about things. Who do you work for?
Notice.
Who?
Notice.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It must be. They're spelling it in this tweet that I'm looking at.
NOTUS?
Yeah, but it must be NOTIS or NOTICE. It must be one of those. Maybe it's notice. Maybe it's NOTUS, and it's like some fringe thing that they're allowing you to run on.
According to the India Times, which was just the first thing that popped up on Google, Notice is a nonprofit, nonpartisan media outlet based in D.C. focused on political reporting, established in 2023 by the All Britain Journalism Institute.
Spelled how?
NOTUS.
Really? It's spelled NOTUS. Oh, that's surprising. So I've just never heard of them in my life. This is what I do. I follow these things, and I've never heard of this group ever.
Might be new.
I don't know. When did you say it was formed, Sealand?
2023.
2023? So last couple of years. They haven't been around for very long. They've barely been. This is the first real administration in terms of like the full term that they've been around for. Meanwhile, we got an update, and now there's been another arrest in these escaped prisoners in New Orleans.
We're down to 6 now?
Now, the first thing that happened...
See the Vlad?
The first thing that happened was a maintenance worker at the jail has been arrested.
Oh.
A maintenance worker has been arrested for assisting them and helping them to escape, according to these reports. And there are still, I think, 6 people. I'm trying to get
only
the latest.
3 of them had been caught.
I think they got another
seeing
one.
Like all the page of all their mugshots and then the X's. And the last I saw was 3 of them still escaped, and then I saw Vlad TV's shout out to them.
They got this one. This guy has been nabbed as well.
Okay, so we're now down to 4.
Yeah, he's 21-year-old Gary C. Price, and I think he was the 4th one, leaving still 6 prisoners, some of them for stuff like murder, and they're out on the run because New Orleans doesn't know how to operate prisons, I guess. That guy was nabbed. There was also footage of some dude at a bus stop trying to wake somebody up who was sleeping, and then they said that it was one of the people that was on the run. I don't know if that's true or not. But let's see about the maintenance worker who's been arrested.
Sheriff's Office maintenance worker, 33-year-old Sterling Williams, has been booked on 10 charges of principal to escape or helping inmates escape, and 1 count of malfeasance in office. Here's a photo we actually just got into the newsroom from the Attorney General's office of 33-year-old Sterling Williams. Here it is here. Again, you can see his charges there. Court documents from sources say Williams told investigators that Antoine Massey, one of the inmates involved in this escape, according to investigators, he apparently told investigators that Massey threatened to shank him if he did not turn off water to the cell through which these inmates escaped.
All right.
I'm seeing that if he helped, he was either an unwilling participant in helping, like he got pressured into it, threatened his life into it, or he'll argue as such.
Do you guys think that if somebody gets threatened that the inmates are going to shank them, turn off the water, or we're going to stab you, we're going to shank you, the person doing that is something they should be arrested for?
I don't know. I mean, and is that just a verbal threat, or did they have a shank ready? If that was a group of them, I mean, what would you do?
Even if they didn't have a
You're
shank.
a maintenance guy.
I would be scared, absolutely.
I would turn off the water, probably.
Now, he could be making up a story here because he wants to protect his own ass on the other side.
Right.
But if he was
seems
really
like
told
he gave that information.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what he's going to say. They're going to be like, hey, we know that you turned off the water. Why did you do this? Why was the water off? And he'll go, they told me they were going to kill me. So it would make sense as a lie, too. But it's not out of the question that the inmates would say, turn off the water or we're going to stab you, dude. That could be a possibility. And would I be upset if somebody said that to me? Yeah.
It's not like prison killings are this myth.
No, you know that's a real deal. Security footage shows inmates yanking a door open before officials say they escaped through a hole behind the toilet, broke through a wall, and exited via a supply dock. 3 cameras in that unit were reportedly offline. Oh, really?
But let's blame the maintenance guy.
In the prison unit, 3 cameras were offline? Wow. Maybe we should find a better way. I think all of this is just exposing how shoddy these operations are, many of them, and how bad the leadership in law enforcement is in places like New Orleans. I
think there's
a mess.
Probably plenty of buildings that you would just assume operate swimmingly, that there's one person inside that goes, man, if you guys only knew.
House of cards, buddy.
Remember before the first Fire Fest fell apart? There was just a couple people that were like, you guys don't know, do you, that this is not a good.
We need more whistleblowers, I think. And finally, let's go over to the clip of this gentleman. He is out in nature, which is good. Get out there in nature, friends. Enjoy yourself. I would if I had my iWalk, but I don't have it just yet.
You'll be out in nature anytime soon, buddy.
Hopefully I will be before you know it. But this guy has a big old rock. I don't know if I can call it a boulder or not. I don't know if we're in boulder territory, but he's got a large rock in his hands. I'm going to turn this down in case he's cursing in another language. He throws a huge rock, a huge boulder, down off the side of the mountain and toss it off. They said the gesture could be a person who throws this stone could face a fine. Yes, indeed, they could face a fine. And so did this guy. This happened in Spain. And the tourist in Spain who threw this rock off the cliff got fined $224,000.
Yikes.
For just throwing the rock, or
For
something
throwing
was
it.
damaged at the bottom?
No, just for disturbing the environment. You can't do that. It's you see this sometimes in like Nevada and some of these other places where there's a rock formation and some idiot will push it down, which
but throwing rocks are so fun.
I agree that it would be like somebody burning down an old tree, like that old meth head who burned down
that tree. That tree had been there for so long.
Yeah, that's the point. The point is that this is something in nature that people can respect and find interesting, and then you're just like destroying it.
But what did he destroy on the way down? That's a lot of money for a
according to them, he disturbed the environment, and this is a very serious offense, and he's facing $224,000 in his punishment.
Well, he could have killed somebody.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
Don't put it on social media if you want to throw a rock.
It's a tough one because what they're trying to do is punish bad behavior, which this is bad behavior, but nobody died. But just because nobody died doesn't mean it's not a crime either, because I imagine if you threw a giant boulder off the top of the Empire State Building, even if you hit nobody, that's still a crime. I would guess that you're still committing some sort of crime there, even if you don't hit anybody, if you're lucky enough that somebody didn't die.
I don't know. I think if you throw a giant boulder off the Empire State Building and don't hit a single person, that's almost impressive.
Congratulations. The update from the Biden family, Joe Biden sending out on X. Cancer touches us all, he said. Like so many of you, Jill and I learned that we are strongest in the broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with love and support. They got their cat along for the ride in this image, the Bidens.
Looks
Better
like
than the dogs. The dogs are a little bitey, so good to have the cat along, I guess. And Biden appears to be smiling in this photograph. So they're saying cancer touches us all, which is very true. He's not wrong about that in the slightest. We'll see what you got on your mind. We'll get in some more of your stories. Finally, the Australian man will be included in the show when we come back. He absolutely will be. I promise. We'll pay this off. What's this guy got to say that's gone viral? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways on I-4 eastbound near US 192. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. Traffic starting to slow down on I-75 northbound once you get off that ramp from Florida's Turnpike there. There's no serious accidents affecting your commute on the major roadways this afternoon, but if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Folks, let me tell you about an amazing company, and this is what I look for in a company I want to spend my money with. That they're locally owned and operated, if at all possible. I want to support locally owned and operated companies that hire our fellow citizens to work for them. I want to see people who employ locals. I love that. I dig that. And I want to see locally owned companies succeed. And family owned and operated. I think those companies are to be put forward in the line in terms of places you want to support. You'll often find that lines up with companies that just do things better. And that's what happens with Mills Air. They're honest. They are a really great company, and they're going to be fair with you. If your AC is busted, Mills Air is there. Mills Air, ready to help you out. They've been doing it for over 33 years. Their techs can service any brand out there, so don't worry about that, and get you huge rebates if you're going to get a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call. Here's the number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Let's
go, Mike Squad! I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm walking. Look at me, Ma. I'm doing it. All right, folks. I got to tell you, even though Twitch has been the only one in Mega Chat, I'm still tempted to make YouTube chatter of the day. I don't know if anybody's really stepped up today. I don't know if we've seen what I'm looking for. When I'm wounded, I need you to pull more than your normal weight. I need you to step up and be a star. And I don't know if Twitch has done that today. I don't know. I would love to think so, but it's not always the case. So we'll have to see something really astounding in this final segment here. Quick tech check. Folks on Twitch, have we had any more issues with the video feed? Has the video feed paused or locked up or frozen, as it were, as it has? Or has it been smooth since we made our latest fix? Oh, stop. No issues. I'm insulted. Sorry. We've been carrying Mega Chat all day. Twitch rocks. Sean is the hobbler of Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Smooth as a YouTube brain. To say Twitch has not done enough, I don't believe so. All right, maybe you're right. I have to give you credit. You certainly had to keep the conversation going all by yourself when there's so few of you compared to YouTube. So you got that going for you. We'll see. Maybe somebody stands out as a real winner, a hero, a chatter of the day in this next segment. Glad to see you haven't been having video problems. Let me go communicate that back to C-Line.
Just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard. The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Life Imaging FLA, and man, is it time to celebrate. 17,000 scans in Central Florida in just a couple years, and even better, saving almost 400 lives. These guys do save lives every day. The information you get with this low-dose CT scan tells you so much about your heart health. You don't want heart issues sneaking up on you later in life. Be proactive. Get this scan from Life Imaging FLA to find out if you have any lurking issues. And remember, there are no dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This entire process only takes a few minutes. And remember, this is a free heart scan, just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening. It's no question, early detection does save lives. Here's how you make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Then you make that appointment that could change your life. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Early detection saves lives. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Dust off your boots because the Silver Spurs Rodeo is back. Join us May 30th and 31st at the Silver Spurs Arena for the largest rodeo east of the Mississippi River. Get ready for heart-pounding bull riding, lightning-fast barrel racing, steer wrestling, bareback riding, and more as cowboys and cowgirls compete for cold, hard cash. Tickets start at just $15, so round up the family and grab your tickets now at silverspursrodeo.com. That's silverspursrodeo.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
West 2 News Sunrise, starting at 4:30 a.m.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the...
Might be relevant if you're me or somebody like me who has the 23andMe connection where your DNA may or may not be on file and your information is certainly on file with the company and they're bankrupt. So what's going to happen?
How did that happen?
They didn't do very well financially. They made a couple of mistakes. Well, one of the things that happened with them, with these 23andMe type companies, Sabrina, is they only thought about getting money from millions of Americans once. So you or I or C-Lane would go, oh, let's do one of these DNA tests. They're very interesting, and I'd like to participate in that. And then you do it, and then all your information's on file. So they got your money one time, but they didn't have a lot of plans to, like, keep getting your money.
I think that
from you.
Their aim on stuff like that, at least I know with the Wish.com version that you bought me, is that the website that you then are a member of on the very lowest tier that connects you with family members and stuff has paid options to help you maintain your family tree and get access to other things based on your DNA, I think.
But isn't the problem, C-Lane, that if, like, let's say
what you said is definitely a problem. The fact that you only really need your DNA tested once. It's not going to change.
Here's why I view it as problematic. Let's say you did your thing where you got your DNA from the knockoff site, and I apologize. But the knockoff site, let's say, says, C-Lane, we are getting new information in all the time. We can tell you things like, oh, would you like to see if you're more likely to have cancer?
You've got a new sister.
We've connected you to all these other people, and we now know whether you're more likely to have a heart attack than other people. Using those as ways to sell you on an ongoing subscription, I think it kind of seems slimy.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think they might be worried about that. Like, it's selling with fear. And they would go, well, don't you want to know if you're more likely to have cancer with all the new research that's coming into us? Yeah, I do, I guess. But
and then when you pay for that, what are they going to drop to you 10 years from now?
I don't know. I mean, I think
super cancer.
It's troubling. It's problematic. But a pharma company has just bought 23andMe and all of their DNA info in that vault.
Awesome.
$26 million. Regeneron, the name of the pharmaceutical company that created the world's first Ebola treatment. They struck a deal to buy 23andMe to get them out of bankruptcy. Regeneron beat out 6 other qualified bidders, according to the the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission. The $256 million acquisition values 23andMe at least 1/20th of its peak $6 billion valuation. Now they've got to see what they can do with all these assets right here. So your privacy, all that stuff, it's not really insured just yet, but they're suggesting that at least now you know who purchased it. Let's go to a couple emails real quick. Anonymous emails, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Former military to remain anon. Went to that hospital. He's talking about, I guess, the hospital that Biden goes to or went to. My father worked at that hospital for years before it transitioned to where it is now. The president's physician is basically a super promoted flight surgeon performing a physical similar to those that pilots require to fly. It's a physical that is designed by and administered by a military doctor. The president is technically that physician's boss in the chain of command architecture, which offers a great deal of power differential to offer transparency and independent review. Very respectfully, says Anonymous. Yeah, it's obviously a problem. That's why I've said it seems like the physician reviews, the yearly reviews for the president have become sycophantic. It's like, the president has never been in better shape. There's never been a president that's been this physically fit. And you look at him and you go, he looks fat. I don't know if that's right. I don't think we're getting the truth about the health of our commander in chief in this country. And
a lot of people
that's bad.
A lot of people are arguing that the president's doctor can't release certain things like that because it would still be a HIPAA violation, even though he's the president.
Well, isn't the president? That's stupid. The president's physical is released every single year, right? Could it be that the president could say, I don't want it released, and then it would be a HIPAA violation? Maybe. But we're not going to suggest that the presidential physical fitness test that's released every year is some sort of HIPAA violation that's gone unpunished, I don't think. I don't know. I've never
fitness,
read...
though, is different than a prostate diagnosis.
Okay, it's not a PE test. I'm saying that it's like an overall health assessment of the president that they do each year. I don't even know what the official name of it is, but we've heard about it being released.
But they're not just like releasing the blood panel results, right? Like all I've ever heard is just them say the president had his physical and he's in perfect health or something like that. I've never actually seen the document come out.
So here's the hang on, give me a second here if you're going to pull this up. Let me get around this paywall. Here is a story from the New York Times.
You got a plug-in for that now?
The White House releases results of Trump's annual physical exam. The report is the first public accounting of the president's health since January, this says, when he became the oldest man ever sworn into office. His previous medical disclosures have drawn scrutiny. And so they released this in April of this year, not that long ago. And they said he's fully fit to execute the duties of presidency. The report written by the president's physician says the president remains in excellent health, exhibits excellent cognitive and physical health, blah,
His
blah,
physician
blah.
is a Navy captain?
I guess so. And then here's the actual report.
They do? All right.
Here's the report. Now, again, there might be that there are rules, and if the president said, no, I don't want that released, that the physician couldn't do it. But it tends to be that that's the case. And here's what it says. Annual physical examination results. The doctor signed all of this, said the vital statistics. Trump's 78 years, 10 months, his height, his weight, his resting heart rate, his blood pressure, his pulse oximetry, body temp, eyes, head, neck, pulmonary, cardiac, gastrointestinal, neurological, dermatological.
Oh, wow, the whole lipid panel is that one?
Full
those
lipid panel.
triglycerides.
Complete blood count, metabolic panel, urinalysis, past surgical history, immunizations, current medications. It appears to be a fairly significant test that they release all this information on.
Hold on, if you scroll down a little bit, it looks like PSA.
Where's that? PSA right here?
Yeah.
PSA and the metabolic panel says 0.10 ng. Nanograms is what I'm guessing that means.
Per milliliter.
Are you saying that's the blood test for the different cancer types and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. So they don't have to release this, I don't think, but I think they traditionally do that, and they tell people what the health is, but they should do more. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and Tim emails the show. Sean, he says, S-E-A-N, which is not how you spell my name. You are effing nuts. Her head is so far up Trump's ass. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming you mean your head, and you're just absolutely retarded and unable to type messages back and forth. But thank you. Anyways, Jeff emails about the booby pen. It says, this is ex-swimmer. Look what I found. I found the pen that Sabrina has. It's only 78 cents, he said, if you order 3,000 of them. So that's a little pricey. Yeah, I think this is it. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same pen. But you have to order a lot of them to make them cheap. Although it's a clever little pen, a fun device. Who's going to throw that away? That's a smart little thing.
It sounds like someone just made it rain.
There's a penis version, I see. There's a lot of other kinds that they have here. Boy, they make everything on Alibaba. In Chinese factories, they are just cranking stuff out. Made in America is RIP. This is Samuel emailing. He says, hello, Sean. Catching up on 2X mode this morning, so we're a little fast. I once worked for a church that every couple of months had baptisms during the service, but we were a portable setup and tear down each week. The campus pastor would go to the Tractor Supply and buy a big horse trough, and then after Sunday, he would return it. He did this about 8 times over the years. That's wrong. You're a church doing this? You should not be doing that. Quick break. When we come back, we'll do the Australian story. I swear to God. I swear. We'll do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show, where bad ideas go to get broadcast. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report.
Let's go, Mike. Oh! Let's go, Mike. I have bad news. Everybody. On top of all the things that I have to do right now to wrap up the show, Courtney is not here. I have to hop on one leg all the way to my office and get Today I Learned and hop all the way back. So, wish me luck, and in the meantime, nominate Chatter of the Day for our Twitch friends. Here we go. Hey, Lady Dow. Okay. I got it. It's okay. I got Today I Learned.
Yo, could you come back to your microphone when you get a second?
Hold on. Gotta handle this.
Offer only applies on full roof replacement. Expires May 31st, 2025.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Summer barbecue season is almost here, so up your hosting game by replacing your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason, peace of mind. With Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact Windows and Doors, you're investing in a product that not only enhances your home's beauty, but also significantly boosts its safety and value. Sarah says if you're ever in need of windows or doors, please give them a call today. They will most surely give the treatment of excellence 100%. Renewal by Andersen's Window of Opportunity savings event is going on now. Buy 2 windows or patio doors, get the third 60% off, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You will have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527610. 888-848-9213.
Join Mickey and his friends as we celebrate the memories we make together. See your favorite Disney and Pixar friends from Moana 2, Zootopia, Inside Out 2, Frozen, and more when Disney on Ice skates into Orlando. Playing Kia Center August 29th through 31st.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details.
Okay, who's chatter of the day? AJ Soup on Twitch. AJ Soup is our chatter of the day. You are the best of the best. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever get you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever get you down. God bless you.
You'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the start of summer 2025. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Make sure you have the free iHeartRadio app in your phone today.
When dealerships compete for your trade, you win at Greenway Kia. Trade your car with us and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete to buy it. So you get the best possible value, as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your appraisal online at greenwaykias.com or visit us at East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood. I'm Joe Rossi, and Greenway Kia proudly thanks all active and retired military members for your service.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Rebath.com.
Like a car crash, you can't stop listening to. This is the News Junkie.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. And to all of you, Great job today. Really, really, really good stuff. We didn't get to too many of your dispatches, but I know they were
well
just
done.
Glorious. They were glorious.
Where's that peg? Where's the peg?
The man in Australia who's going viral is some guy. They were asking them questions about their finances on the side of the road. And they said, "How old are you, sir?" And he said, "I'm 27 years old." And then they said, "How much money do you have in savings right now?" And he said, "I have $0 in savings." And they said, "Why?" And he said, "Because I believe money is an idea rather than something tangible." Okay. And people respond to this. This reminds me of like the South Park economy episode or something.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. It's like, technically, are you right? Yeah, I mean, money is really just an idea that we've made up as people, but it can have a very, very real impact on your life.
Yeah, everyone's in on it. So if you have bills, that doesn't mean you can be like, I don't know what I have to owe you if it doesn't exist.
It's not tangible. The average Australian, however, has $42,968 in savings.
Damn, really?
Wow, Australia is good for you, man. I mean, that's not real dollars; it's Australian dollars, but still, good for you.
That's in what, wombats or
wallabies? Yeah. Either way, you could pay in either. Here is the final dispatch.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play.
Damn, so many good clips that didn't make it today. Oh, brutal. We'll have to put them over here. We'll put them over here.
All because we had to get to that stupid Australia story.
True.
About the guy with his fake money.
Here's Dingo.
What up, News Junkie?
Video
Dingo
dispatch.
here. First video dispatch.
Hey!
It's such a nice day. I was getting some sun, but I'm listening to the show, and I just want to chime in real quick about the prison worker
shirtless dispatch
that was arrested. I think that there absolutely is. I would bet my paycheck on it that there are protocols in place. If a worker is ever feeling threatened by an inmate, then that will get shut down immediately.
True.
That worker was helping them.
True. I don't disagree with you at all. I think.
No, just the spot where he's frozen now.
And I imagine
was
he
helping
just
them.
puts his phone down and walks back, and he's completely nude.
I don't disagree with you, Naked Man, at all. I don't disagree with you. But I will say that having protocols and then saying, would you be scared if you were a prison guard and the inmates told you that they were going to shank you if you didn't help them? I would still be scared, even though there might be protocols. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Short on time.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Today I Learned for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. We go to the end. Today I Learned this lady right here.
Nancy Sinatra.
That's right. Nancy Sinatra is correct. These boots are made for walking. Nancy Sinatra is singing here. And the song was encouraged by the writer Lee Hazelwood, saying, "Sing the song, Nancy, as if you are a 16-year-old girl who F's truck drivers." Whoa. Which, very specific. Very, very specific.
I can
friend.
hear it. I can hear it.
You coming through? All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place.